Iranian threat that triggered a covert operation to sneak President Trump onto a different military plane after last month's NATO summit.
A senior administration official says the decision was driven by intelligence that an Iranian terror cell had snuck into Turkey carrying a shoulder-fire missile, and that this terror cell had information about the president's movements in Ankara, Turkey, where the NATO summit was being held. And that's apparently what led the Secret Service to create this elaborate ruse to sneak the president out of Turkey on a separate plane, the call being made about 4 or 5 hours before the president's scheduled departure from the NATO summit.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. The death toll in Colombia climbing after Monday's powerful earthquake. At least 273 are confirmed dead. Crews are still searching for survivors in the rubble of 170 collapsed buildings. And there is one winning Powerball ticket in last night's drawing worth just over $1 billion. That ticket sold in Quincy, Illinois. This is ABC News. There is increasing violence in the occupied West Bank. Israeli settlers surrounding several Palestinian homes and keeping families from leaving. ABC's Britt Clinton has more.
Israeli forces say they're sending more troops into the occupied West Bank after 2 Palestinian families were trapped in their homes by settlers near Qusra, that's south of Nablus. One of the men inside, Qusay Abu Ridi, says the house was attacked again overnight and that some settlers were still nearby. And it really is another example, something we've seen for ourselves in Qusra as well, of the growing violence involving settlers across the West Bank and the difficulty Israeli forces seem to have in containing it.
A searing heat wave gripping parts of Europe again. Today, the UK recording its hottest day of the year, just over 100 degrees in West London. Temperatures in France reaching 106 degrees in parts of the south, raising the risk of wildfires. Few homes are equipped with air conditioners in Europe. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The mayor's office responds to the recall filed against Mayor Wilson. More on that straight ahead. But first, your traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. South 5 in Seattle were heavy already from Northgate into downtown, 35 minutes from Linwood. North 5, the usual scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal. A recent closure at the Montlake Bridge has traffic all bunched up on Montlake Boulevard, 24th, even eastbound 520 backed up to I-5. And South 405, we've got off and on slowing between Bothell and Kirkland, more slowing from South Bellevue down to the VMAC, Alderwood to South Center, plan on a 50-minute drive. That's about a 10-minute delay. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. We're hearing from Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson for the first time since recall paperwork against her was filed on Tuesday.
A couple living along Aurora Avenue North filed the paperwork, and they cited dereliction of duty. Melinda Jacobson says it all came down to this.
I've been thinking about this for a while, but the icing on the cake, so to speak, was when she did a forced resignation of Chief Barnes, and that did it.
In a written response, the mayor said, "We are aware the petition has been filed. While it does not appear to have merit, our focus remains where it belongs, on making life safer and more affordable for the people of Seattle." James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And Melinda Jacobson will be joining the Spike and Jake and Spike show right after this. Sound Transit says it needs another $765 million to acquire property and prepare for the link extension to West Seattle, but it says it won't change the overall budget. More from KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan.
The Sound Transit Expansion Committee is expected to vote this afternoon on whether to more than double the price tag for acquiring property for the 3.9-mile extension of light rail from Soto to West Seattle. There are currently 55 parcels of land inside the expected footprint. This would increase the expected cost of property acquisition and construction support services from $739 million to more than $1.5 billion. Sound Transit says this increase will not change the overall budget of the extension. It is factored into the current total cost estimates of the project, which are around $5 billion. Chris Sullivan, KIRO News Radio.
The Little Giant fire near Leavenworth has now torched more than 127,000 acres. It's believed to have been caused by a lightning strike almost a month ago and has been burning in rugged terrain that makes suppression efforts extremely difficult. It was 0% contained until the last few days. Now it's at 5%. More aerial resources have become available with progress on the fires in Spokane. There are also extensive crews on the ground putting out spot fires and trying to prevent the spread. Meanwhile, the Grand Park 2 fire continues continues to burn on the northern slopes of Mount Rainier, but hasn't grown much at all since the weekend. Gas prices have been rising again, and the national average is now at its highest ever this late in the calendar year. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery has the numbers.
That's according to data from GasBuddy. The national average has never been above $4 a gallon ever for regular after August 12th in the calendar year. It is now at $4.07. Prices usually follow a seasonal cycle, starting low in the winter and climbing through the spring because of higher demand and a switch to more expensive summer blend fuels, then falling in the fall as demand lowers with the start of the school year. Right now, the national average, again, sits at $4.07. That's a 20-cent increase over the last month. It's the third time this year gas has gone above $4 a gallon. In Washington, the average is $5.16, up 18 cents in the last month. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
And your KIRO News Radio weather, mostly sunny mixed with a light layer of wildfire smoke. Same forecast tomorrow, then the air will clean out through the weekend. Highs the next few days right around 80. Sun with hazy conditions and 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday to everybody out there. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill in a smart-looking button-up blue shirt.
Thank you, my friend.
What, are you going to a wedding after this? You look very nice.
If you can't feel sharp, look sharp.
That's right.
So the old man always told me.
Dress for success.
Dress for success.
All that stuff.
Dress for the show you want to have.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm in T-shirt and a hat. You're in a button-up shirt. We got so much stuff to get to today. We got a bunch of great interviews. We have updates on the cat boat, which I think you're probably more right, Spike. I do think that there is some sci-fi element to this where there's from another dimension or something. Cats are coming in because they keep finding cats. But we're actually going to talk to somebody with the animal shelter.
Yeah.
Yes. Down in Tacoma about what they're going to do with all these cats and why they keep finding more cats. Literally, like just today, they found more cats on that boat. Like, how many more cats could there possibly be? Anyway, lots of stuff to talk about. What's that?
Boat was owned by a magician. There's no limit to the amount of cats.
There's got to be. We have heard from the guy who owns the boat. Yeah.
It's a sad story, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on, but we'll talk about all that later. But we want to start with this story. We talked about this a little bit yesterday at 2:00 when it was like first coming out, and that story got a lot of attention. It's probably now the biggest local story is this recall effort that's being, started against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson. And we have one of the recall efforts petitioners who's joining us live on the show right now. Her name is Melinda Jacobson. Melinda, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Okay, first questions first. When you started this whole thing, do you really think there's a real shot? Because I did not believe it yesterday until I saw the reaction to it, and now I'm like, maybe Spike has a point. Spike thought that this thing actually has enough momentum to actually happen. I was a little skeptical, but what kind of reaction are you seeing, and do you think Katie Wilson could actually get recalled?
Well, that's a good question, but based on the feedback I've received and all the comments that are on various Facebook pages, news stories, etc., there's very good feedback that this needs to happen.
We posted a video yesterday, like just right after the show, just a little thing, Spike and I talking about it. 20,000 people almost instantly were, and I didn't see a single person there who was defending Katie Wilson as should keep the job. So the question now is like, is this officially started? And if you have, how do people, because that's another big question that everybody keeps asking. It's like, all right, how do I sign on?
Where do I sign?
Where do I sign?
Yeah.
Where do I sign?
We're giving away free cars or something.
Yeah. Where do people find this, Melinda?
Well, they can't find it yet because it's still, I believe, at the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. They have to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. And then they apparently send it to King County Superior Court to have a look at it. And if it passes their hoops that you have to jump through, then she's served with the papers. And then it goes out, and in 180 days, you have to get 70,000 plus signatures.
Wow, 6 months,
So
that's a short time. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
If I could, Melinda, I know we have to go through the legal standing of the recall, because it can't just be we don't like the job you're doing. That's not grounds for recall. There's no allegations of illegal activity or inappropriate misconduct by the mayor. It's just a matter of her fitness to do the job is the onus of your petition, and we respect that. The idea that it's going to be a popular effort among the residents of Seattle, I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Seems that way. You're right.
The votes are in, and we'll see how the legal hurdles are addressed as they come to those. If I could I ask a little bit about yourself? You're a resident of Seattle, obviously. I think you and your husband, if I read correctly, decided to start this petition for recall of Mayor Wilson. Tell me a little bit about your lives and what you do and what you've done. And do you consider yourself an activist by nature?
Not really, but I do consider myself a doer rather than a complainer.
Nice.
There's a difference. Both my husband and I are born and raised Seattleites. You don't find many of us around anymore. We've seen and heard and observed a lot of different mayors, but let's just put it this way. Somebody that wants to have a mayor job of a very populated city should know something about the city before they sign up for the job.
Were you skeptical of her before she took office? I mean, I think a lot of people were surprised that somebody with her resume could get elected because she doesn't really have one. But she did get elected. Did you think, like, all right, let's give her a minute and see if she adapts to this? Maybe she surrounds herself with people who know what they're doing. Were you open to the idea that she could be successful at it?
I was open to the idea that she may be successful at it, and I gave her a benefit of the doubt. But, geez, it's been over 8 months now, and she's still floundering.
What particular incidents do you think led you and your husband and many others to feel the mayor wasn't up to the job? Any particular thing that happened? Was it the Bite of Seattle shooting? Was it her? You're up in the North Seattle area, am I right? Up in the what they call the pimp war zone up there.
Well, I'm not exactly on the pimp war zone, but not far from it.
Yeah,
let's put it that way, without giving out too much information.
No, we're not asking to divulge your privacy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Bite of Seattle was the icing on the cake, so to speak. I mean, it's been constant, and my big thing is public safety, and she hasn't demonstrated a knowledge or any good action behind it. I realize in the petition, the different neighborhoods I wrote about, they were already problem neighborhoods. But, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, there's documentation, reports, video, and all of the things that I mentioned in the petition. And it's like all I ever hear is, well, we have to do audits or we have to do studies. Come on, we need the action now. We don't need to procrastinate. And the thing that really got me is on Aurora, there was a march held the first Saturday of June, and she didn't fully address it until June 30th. There were city officials there at the time, including past city officials, current city officials, but no Katie.
Do you feel like that's kind of becoming what she's known for? I mean, there's this question in the Bite of Seattle response, which was obviously there was like that 5-hour delay, and now there's just all this big conversation around whose fault that was to not identify, to not inform the public. Then there was the dignity. We found out yesterday there was like the meeting of officials online ahead of time on some Zoom call. It's not clear whether or not she was even on that call or didn't even turn on her camera, according to one council member. So they were like, we don't know where Katie's at. She doesn't show up for this march. Does it feel like she's just checked out? I mean, do you think it's possible that I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt here. And I agree with you. I don't think she's good at the job, and I don't think she should have the job. But I don't live in Seattle, so I don't get a vote. But do you think it's possible that she's just way over her skis? She had no idea what she was getting in for. She somehow like woke up the mayor one day, and now she's got to run this city, and she has no idea what she's doing. So she's just kind of hiding. Is that what it feels like to you?
Exactly. And this is not just my opinion, but people I've talked to, and I've talked to a huge amount of citizens here, they describe her as a mayor in training wheels.
We laugh so we don't cry, but it's pretty spot on.
Have you guys seen that meme going around about Katie Wilson? And it's like her getting dropped off for work at her first day at the mayor's office, and it's her in the back seat of her mom's car in like one of those booster seats. Have you seen that, Melinda?
No, I haven't, but I'd sure like to. I need a little laugh.
I will send it to you.
Melinda, real quick, I know we're almost out of time. We appreciate you giving us some of your time today. If the city's the prosecutor's office and whoever it is that decides whether or not this has legs or not, if they say that this doesn't have merit for moving forward, what do you guys do next? Do you have public gatherings? What's next on your agenda if this doesn't work?
Well, I'm sure that the city council's very aware of what's going on, and I'm sure they've all heard about a recall petition filed. So if this doesn't fly, then it's up to the city councils to do their job and file the paperwork necessary to dismiss her. It can't keep going on for another 3 years.
Do you guys worry, though? Like, here's my question to you, Melinda, and also you, Spike. She got a lot of votes. I mean, the stuff that she's doing right now, she campaigned on all of this stuff. I mean, like maybe people thought that she would be better in, response to a crisis or something like that, which really can't be campaigned on. You just have to experience that, and then whatever your reaction is, that's how good you are at it. And she's obviously not good at it. But she got 138,931 votes. She beat Harrow by a couple thousand votes. It was a very close race.
Right.
But you have twice the number of signatures that you're asking for of people who voted for her knowing she's like a DSA candidate. They all knew that about her going into that. They all knew that she didn't have a job before this other than the transit riders union that she created. It's not like she's not delivering on things that she promised. This is kind of what she campaigned on, and she's now delivering like many people assume she would.
Let's ask Melinda real quick. Now, are you were opposed to the mayor's agenda? As why obviously you didn't vote for the mayor going in, but you're not asking for recall because of her priorities. You're asking for recall because of her ineptness and inability to do the job. Is that we got that right?
My main concern is public safety. And if I could just take a minute to read her response to the petition.
Please.
Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then, again, we're speaking with Melinda Jacobson. She is the recall petition instigator. Yeah. Go ahead, Melinda.
Right. Okay. Since taking office, we've delivered meaningful progress, expanding community crisis response hours, launching universal school meals this September, banning rental junk fees, accelerating shelter expansion, expanding transit, investing in our libraries, and taking on unfair pricing at grocery stores. That work continues. I'm sorry, in reading this, I don't see really anything that really concerns public safety. That is not her priority. And according to the Seattle City Charter, public safety is supposed to be one of the prime priorities of not only the city government, but the mayor.
100%.
She's not delivering.
100%. Yeah. Melinda, I think you're right on. And when you look at that list of all the things, I mean, that is a pretty sad list of accomplishments, honestly. Like, if that's her response to you guys saying, like, hey, you have really dropped the ball on public safety, if her response is that she has banned rental junk fees, which essentially just means that landlords have to just charge everybody as if they now have a cat. That's not addressing anything you're talking about.
Did she at all in her response address your concerns about public safety?
She claimed they are on merit.
That was the mayor's. The mayor's response was your petition lacks merit.
Well, she said, and I quote, "While it does not appear to have merit, our focus remains where it belongs, on making life safer and more affordable for the people of Seattle." And then what I just stated prior, that's her how she's making the city more safer.
It's money, and that takes people who are willing to go out and collect those signatures. It just doesn't happen magically. And you're saying you have all that infrastructure ready to go as soon as they give you the approval?
We're working on it, and I have a lot of supporters, and I have a lot of people that do not like what's going on in this city.
There you go.
And the buck stops at the top, and that unfortunately happens to be the mayor.
All right, Melinda Jacobson, we really appreciate your time, and let's keep in touch, and you can give us some updates as you have them.
I will certainly do that. Thank you for calling.
All right, thanks, Melinda.
Thanks for your help.
I'm really becoming more convinced than I was yesterday. When we talked about this yesterday at 2 o'clock, and this was like kind of breaking yesterday that this had been filed, I thought at the time, like, all right, this is just somebody who's not a stunt, because obviously you can tell by Melinda that she's very serious about it.
Yeah, absolutely, sure.
But
it didn't have legal legs. By all accounts, it didn't have legal legs to move forward.
I think it would be a shame if people don't get a chance. Like it's with King County. Is it King County prosecuting attorneys right now has it?
That's what I believe, yeah.
I think it would be a shame if people didn't get the chance to make their voices heard on this, because that was a really big mistake that happened after the bite of Seattle. You literally have the chief of police who was forced to resign by the mayor. And this may be the citizens of Seattle only chance to voice their opinion on whether or not she got that right.
Yeah, but I think we have
to be held accountable for that.
I think we have to hold judgment on that until we find out exactly what happened with regard to the lack of information after the shooting. Because I mean, if it's again, we've been asking this question for going on 3 weeks now. If the mayor dictated, do not alert the public,
sure,
that's one thing. But if the Seattle Police Department had a breakdown in the chain of command with regard to communication to the community, I can't throw that on the mayor's feet.
Let me ask you this question: who do you trust more?
That doesn't matter who I trust more. I don't trust.
No, it's my question to you.
Okay, well, that's
if you
fair.
don't want to answer it, that's
no,
fine.
No.
You have the SPD,
yeah,
or you have Mayor Katie Wilson. They're saying opposite things. In fact, can we make this a question of the day? That might be an interesting question of the day.
Sure, let's do it.
All right, for the audience, 888-973-5476. You have the SPD who is saying that the 5-hour wait was caused by somebody in the mayor's office or in City Hall saying there has to be a wait for dignitaries,
right,
which took 5 hours before they were able to get that information out to the public.
Right.
And then we saw that disastrous press conference. You have Katie Wilson's office who's saying, no, it's not our fault. They could have updated the public at any time. So, Spike, who do you trust more?
I think I trust the SPD more, just from time in the chairs, if you will, with institutional experience than the mayor's office or the mayor's administration in total have. Absolutely. That's a great question. I mean, again, I'm all for that the mayor doesn't appear to be having the aptitude, let alone the experience to do this job. But before I throw all these problems right at the mayor's feet with regard to public safety, I want to know if the SPD was the one who dropped the ball with regard to communication. There are plenty other things to hang around the mayor's neck to show that she's not worthy or fit for this job.
Yeah.
And by the way, if the petition fails, City Council has the right, or has the power, I should say, to remove the mayor.
They won't.
I'm not saying they will.
100% they won't.
I don't know. Half of them want her job.
I understand that, but then they
three more years of this was Melody's point. Three more years of this.
If one of them really want her job, I would imagine that the better bet for them, instead of being the one that removed her, because then it looks like it looks self-serving, would be to just let her continue not doing a great job and then position yourself to step in as the savior.
3 more years of sacrificing the city?
Listen, she got 140,000 votes. She got 140,000 people in Seattle who went out and cast a vote for her. That's a tough thing for the city council.
How many of those regret their vote today?
Oh, like 140,000.
I'm just saying that. Great question. So
the question is, do you trust SPD or Katie Wilson's office more?
Is there a third option for some of the callers?
Jimothy. You can also trust Jimothy more. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. When we come back, Chris Sullivan's going to join us. Sound Transit. They want more money, or they're taking more money, or they're going to spend more money.
They're saying more money.
They're saying it's not actually more money because they've got all this extra money laying around. The whole thing is convoluted.
Sound Transit math.
There you go.
It's coming up.
We'll have a fun Sound Transit math. We'll be right back. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. I want to tell you a personal story about an experience I had at the Sunset Auto family. I recently picked out an SUV. I have a big family. It had 3 rows, leather, all the tech bells and whistles. I thought that's what I wanted. Turns out I'm a truck guy. What I really wanted was something great on gas that could still haul the family and the gear. Thankfully, with Sunset's 48-hour used vehicle exchange, I was all set. I talked to my buddy Derek at Sunset Chevrolet, and he got me into a beautiful new hybrid truck that fits me like a glove. Sunset's 48-hour used vehicle exchange. It means if you take a used vehicle home and you have second thoughts, bring it back. Pick out something else, simple as that. No pressure, no fear of making a mistake, and with oil changes for life, repairs for life, and warranty protection for life, Sunset Auto Family has you covered from every angle. This is the biggest no-brainer in a world of no-brainers. Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner, Sunset Ford of Sumner, Sunset Kia of Auburn. You just get more at Sunset, and people like me do like that.
Repairs for life excludes regular maintenance, oil changes, manufacturer recommended interval maintenance, warranty repair, extended warranty repairs, and any repair under $250. See dealer agreement for complete details.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best. But I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riley with Olympic Hot Tub. It's our 49th birthday, and we're celebrating by giving you the gifts. Outstanding savings on saltwater hot spring spas, free Bluetooth music, and interest-free financing for 3 years. Plus, exciting savings on endless pool swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges. How's that for a birthday to remember? Ends August 24th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th.
If I could.
Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, we've cared for hens with healthy pastures and organic grains. That's why our eggs are nutritious and flavorful. Next time you shop, choose Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. We may learn more about one of the suspects involved in a shooting targeting plainclothes police officers in South Seattle yesterday. They'll have their first court appearance at 2 o'clock. This all started when an unmarked police car approached a stolen vehicle. Someone inside started shooting. Luckily, no officers were hit.
That pursuit ended when the suspect's vehicle crashed to another vehicle.
Investigators say one of the suspects then tried to carjack someone before all three were arrested. Two of them are hospitalized, along with an officer and a bystander. The other two suspects have not had cases referred to the prosecutor yet. Seattle Public School students will be getting lunch at no cost this school year after the city leaders settled a weeks-long funding debate. The city council voted unanimously to approve $3.6 million for universal school meals, tapping leftover money from an affordable housing project. The decision clears the way for free breakfasts and lunches at all Seattle Public Schools beginning this fall. An overturned semi dumped trash all over the northbound 405 on-ramp to eastbound I-90 this morning, blocking traffic for about 5 hours in the Bellevue area. State Trooper Rick Johnson tells KIRO 7 TV speed likely played a factor.
Doing this for 35 years, I think that speed probably played a role here. We're thankful no one was hurt, obviously, but we have a lot of garbage on the roadway.
No other vehicles were involved, and the ramp to I-90 reopened around 9 o'clock. The fires in Spokane are now all 97% contained. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery has our update.
The losses are grim, with at least 833 structures destroyed between the Old Trails, Fairview, and Autumn Lane fires. But the Spokane County Sheriff's Office points to more optimistic numbers. At least 11,000 other structures are believed to have been saved. 60,000 people had to be evacuated, and not a single person has been reported to have died. Right now, crews are still focusing on pockets of heat and putting out flare-ups and hotspots. The direct firefighting effort is drawing down, though, and some firefighters are being assigned to other efforts. There will be weeks of hazmat cleanup as families return home. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
And now a quick check at Wall Street. The Dow up 75, S&P 500 up 55, and the NASDAQ up nearly 250. Your traffic brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. South 5 heavy from Northgate in the downtown, 35-minute trip from Linwood. North 5 scattered backups from the Michigan Curve now up to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 405 are crowded from South Bellevue to the VMAC, about 20 minutes from Bellevue to South Center. Tacoma to Olympia is at 50 minutes. We're crowded from Lacey and the downtown Olympia, beginning near Cabela's. If you're heading over Tiger Mountain, eastbound 18, you're slow from the summit over to Deep Creek due to road work, and the Hood Canal Bridge just went up for a marine crossing. Don't miss fireworks nights all summer, presented by T-Mobile. The next show is August 21st as the Mariners take on the Cubs. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. 80 and filtered sunshine this afternoon as we deal with wildfire smoke for the next couple days. Otherwise, it's going to be mostly sunny right on into next week with highs around 80. 70 and mostly sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Very pleased and excited to have Chris Sullivan joining us right now. Chris, it's been a while since we had you on the show. Welcome back.
What have you guys been doing?
We've been ignoring you.
Yeah, that's possible. That and I haven't had any good stories. And I've been out a lot, to be honest. I've been gone a lot this summer.
You've been golfing?
Yeah, a lot. I played 54 holes over the last couple of days I was off.
How you doing?
Week.
How's your swing?
Not great.
Yeah.
I mean, I've hit some really, really good shots followed by a string of really bad shots. I'm shooting right around 90.
That's golf. Yeah. 90's not bad.
Yeah. So
how about the back nine?
Well, that was just the first hole. That's the number of beers. I've been doing okay. Just it's golf. It's frustratingly inconsistent.
But you get one shot. You're right back.
And you're right back. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So it's been good. I've been playing real early in the morning. By the way, local tip: tee off before 6 a.m. You can play in 3 hours. It's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I digress. That's why I hasn't been on the show for so long.
Let's switch to something. Let's switch to something that takes unbelievable amounts of time. It never happens fast, and that's anything talking about Sound Transit.
Yeah, a big meeting that's going on right now. Sound Transit, one of the committees that they have, the expansion committee, they meet every month and they talk about the expansion. And today they're talking about a couple of important pieces for moving on to West Seattle, the 3.9-mile extension from SoDo over to West Seattle, primarily as it comes down to dollars and cents. And it's kind of the minutia, the sausage being made here in this. And I was going through, some of the resolutions they're looking at that include property acquisition and things like that. And one of the things they are voting on today is whether or not to increase the funding for what they call property acquisition and basically construction-related services, things you need to do in advance of actually starting construction.
Sure.
Right now, it's $780 million they have set aside for that part, acquisition of properties, construction services,
Just
things like that.
Before they even lay any
Before
track.
they even get going.
Okay.
Today, they're voting to raise that nearly double it to $1.5 billion. They're asking for another
money.
$765 million to be added to the allocation fund so that they have the money in their pockets to begin the process of, taking these 50 parts of 55 properties, 43 total properties in total that they need for the footprint of the 3 line.
Let me ask you a question about this, though, because the part that jumped out to me about your piece, which people can read at mynorthwest.com, that to me sounds like they need $750 million more dollars, but to you and to Soundtrack, they're claiming to everyone else, like, no, we're actually not asking for more money.
No, and see, that's when you kind of get into the minutia of this, and why we're highlighting this is I think when you have an agency that has such a poor track record of using our money and is $35 billion in the hole, I'm starting to really dig into their dollars and cents as we get going on
Somebody
this.
should.
And this just may be, and it probably is most likely the way that mega projects like this operate as they are ramping up. When they reset the budget for West Seattle earlier this year, when they trimmed $2 billion by cutting the Avalon station and other things, and brought the total down to about 4.9 to 5.3 billion total for that extension. My guess is that this doubling of acquisition was kind of baked into their estimate, knowing that, okay, right now the sheet for acquisition is only $97 million. But we got 55 pieces of 55 properties we've got to buy. That's probably not going to cover it in today's market. So they added up, and part of the money that's the $765 that they're asking for today will bring up the total for acquisition alone to about $585 million for those 55 properties. It was a line item at $97 million. Now it's up to about $500, which is probably more realistic based on what we're looking at.
Wait a minute.
But again, they say that's all inside the umbrella of the full $5 billion package in anticipated cost. So to them, this is not an increase in anything. It's just them moving the money into the account for which the budget has remained the same. It's like you're building your house, or you're getting your friends at Valentine Roofing, not to bring them into, but a great local company.
Sure.
Say for instance, in your house fund right now, you've got to put in your new roof, and you've put in $25,000 as I'm guessing just a ballpark estimate for a roof. Right now in that account that you and your wife have, we've only set aside $1,000. Well, now that I know what the price tag is and we're about to start building, I got to put in the extra $25,000 into my account.
So I'm taking that from my deck account.
Or whatever, but it's
account.
factored in. It's like the overall price of the project hasn't changed. You're now just moving the money into the proper pile.
The problem, though, is like the people at Valentine Roofing, they actually do a good job of estimating what something's going to cost.
That is true.
And then they're bound by a contract to stick to these things.
Correct.
Sound Transit is not.
No. Well, technically... Okay, you're right. There's no contract that says they really have to stay within that because they go up and down, primarily up.
And they have the power to actually just take more tax dollars.
They do. That is also true.
Underestimate things.
And without a vote of the people based on the ways that they can. Now, we're not talking about a big mega Sound Transit 4, which we will at some point. But so this is more, I think, a shuffling of money, anticipated monies into the proper accounts. And right now the accounting says we have X, we really need Y. So in order to follow the proper procedures, this is what we need to do, but this is why we're following it, to make sure they're not, again, running way over budget.
Okay. So for me, the math isn't mathing. Let me just ask a couple quick questions. Talk about parts of 55 properties they've got to acquire.
Correct.
So the budget for acquisition is a part of this budget increase we're talking about. And they initially had estimated $97 million for these 55 properties.
Yeah, right here. Yeah,
$97 million. But now they say they need 500 and how many million?
500. It's going for right now. The account has 997,982 million, and they needed to go up to 562,982.
So let me ask you something.
That's more than double. I get your.
Well, did they estimate this in 1918 when they looked at these property values? Because I don't know a lot about real estate or math, but I know that's like a 5x increase in what they estimated these properties to cost them to acquire. Now it's $500 million.
And can you do the math? You are good at math as much as you're kind of downplaying
it. It's 580.
It's going from 97.9. So basically, to round up, it's going from basically 98 to 563.
Do 563 divided by the 55 properties. How much is that per property?
Roughly 10.
It's about 1.2 million.
Yeah.
10.2 million.
10.2 million per property.
Yeah, drop to zero.
10.2 million.
It's a 6x increase
in the allocation.
Are these properties giant buildings? Like, what are these properties?
Well, I mean, they're owned by a variety of different things, and all that information. I mean, I've got the list of all the properties and their owners and their addresses. I didn't mean to intentionally dox them, but they're up at mynorthwest.com because it's part of the resolution that they're voting on today. It describes what the properties are.
Are any of them single and elderly? We could marry into this money because this is.
Well, do you want to marry into the Union Pacific Railroad?
Sure,
no,
nice
but there
guys.
are a couple of private, folks that own these properties along the way. A lot of them are, BNSF. There are some even state and local jurisdictions that have properties along the way. A variety of different businesses and things like that. But to your point, Spike, what I do not know is when the initial estimate that gave that $98 million, where that came from. Let's not forget.
Do we know what year that was?
No, that's because I could try to find that out because that obviously tells us how far off they were. But let's not forget that this was
ST1, so it's actually 95.
Voted on in 2016, right? And we're now getting to the point of moving towards construction in 2027.
I understand property values increase, but that is a ridiculous
and that's why I brought this
increase.
up also is just a reminder for people who haven't been here that long, how much the property acquisition really destroyed the budget going to Linwood. It added, over $100 million to what was a $500 million over budget, because when they were acquiring those properties to go up along I-5 into Linwood, that was during the massive property boom.
Yeah.
Where Sound Transit expected property to go up by 25% during that time. It went up over 40%. And so that was kind of unforeseen. I don't think we're going to see that again right now.
It's not 600, but 40 is a big number.
Yeah,
it's
but
been
they were expecting 25. So right now, I don't think we're in that kind of a housing market.
So
But so again, these things go up and down. Buying property ain't cheap.
But the thing is, Spike, you're right to zero in on that. Something is not making sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It don't make sense that go from 97 million to 580 million for the same amount of land.
Pieces of property, yes.
Same amount of land. That increase is that's a number being fudged.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
That's
and again, that balance sheet is up at I have a link to that up at mynorthwest.com as well.
And we the train zipped right past the point where they're going to another $500 million for property, but the overall budget doesn't increase at all.
Yeah, right.
Is that because they dropped the $2 billion station?
No, that's
Because the original number had a $2 billion station, and that's not being built.
You got to read between the line, do a lot, but yeah. So it seems like a little shell, and a little
game. Yeah.
3-5 card,
Three-train
Monty.
3-train Monty.
Yeah, pretty much is kind of what it is.
I like
but
this.
So again, that's why we're highlighting this. I mean, these are our dollars. Everybody in this room pays the RTA. And we want to make sure they're good stewards of their money, and the agency has proven over time that they aren't.
Yeah.
They're getting better. But again, that's why we're watching. That's why we're watching this.
They're voting on it in just a little bit. We'll bring you updates as we know more. Chris Sullivan.
If it does approve, they do go to the full board for this. So this is the one little step, full board on the 27th, 2 weeks from today.
Chris Sullivan, thanks for coming in. Check it out on mynorthwest.com. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
Fire up the lights. Lace up the pads.
All you gotta do is throw the pads on, and you can tell who want to do it, who don't.
The defending champs are playing football at Lumen Field.
We get to play football today. That's fun. Football, baby! All teed up.
It's the preseason opener. Seahawks, Cowboys. Saturday, kickoff at 5, pregame at 3.
Get your Mario body ready to hit. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Listen wherever you are for free on the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Aegis Living. You're voted best of Western Washington by your neighbors, people just like you. And when it's time for you to consider senior living or memory care in your life, do yourself a favor and give Aegis a try. Seniorly Magazine, a national leader in senior living, analyzed 500,000 reviews of 60,000 communities nationwide. And they ranked Ageless Living the number one senior living community in all of America in 2025. Award-winning assisted living is right there in our neighborhood. Go to agelessliving.com/spike and book an appointment, a visit today.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Let me ask you something. Would you ever buy a hot tub from one of those pop-up places in a parking lot? You go in, you buy the hot tub, you come back 6 months later when it needs service, and you're like, hello, anybody here? Sure, the parking lot's still there, but where are they? Not with Seattle Hot Tub Company. John Curley here. They do things differently. They're local. They've had the showroom for years. They've got a delivery crew. They've got their own service team. Hot tubs, swim spas, cold plunges. That's all they do every day. You get warehouse pricing, easy financing. Imagine a hot tub for as low as $90 a month. They're not some traveling sales event that rolls into town, takes your money, and then disappears. They're the place you go back to for the service, the repairs, the covers, the chemicals, advice, whatever it is. Seattle Hot Tub has options for different budgets as well. They're proud supporters of Make-A-Wish because they're part of the community, not just passing through. A hot tub is a big purchase. Make it from a company that's still here tomorrow. Seattle Hot Tub Company. Visit them at seattlehottub.com. That's seattlehottub.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. This story is out of Ohio. It's really cool, though. Did you ever do lemonade stands when you were a kid?
Sure, of course.
Did you do well at them?
Never.
After
a while, your folks would come out and drop $5 in the thing,
sympathy,
carry the pitcher in the house, and you're all done for the little man. I'm out there baking in the sun.
Grandma stops by.
Yeah, exactly.
My kids did. They wanted recently to do a toy sale. So they gathered up, and my wife just wants to get rid of all their junk.
Okay, yeah.
And so the kids were like, let's have a toys like a lemonade sale, but with toys that we don't play with anymore.
First little garage sale,
So we set up a little table, and the kids went out there, and just crickets. Nobody was coming. So one of the neighbor kids came over, and he had $2.50 in quarters to spend.
Sure.
And then I called my parents who lived 5 minutes away. I'm like, can you guys come over and buy some stuff from these kids? And it had, I think they collectively made $20. Not a massive day.
Yeah.
Mostly from Grandma and Grandpa, who what are they going to do with old remote control cars? Nothing. But this kid in Ohio, he sold lemonade last season, and he made $200 selling lemonade. And he's a cute kid. His name is Ezra. And so he bought a bunch of video games and stuff. And then this year he set his sights a little higher. Let me play you this audio, and then we can discuss the merits of what he's trying to buy. It's a lot bigger than video games now, and it's pretty great.
This is how I'm gonna make money for all the supplies and stuff.
At 7 years old, Ezra Lehman might just be Ohio's youngest entrepreneur.
Some lemonade, most of the tomatoes, and this, and all the zucchini, but not the money.
Ezra started his first farm stand last year just selling flowers without really any plan. He ended up making about $200.
Last year's work got him a video game. This year, he has a bigger investment in mind.
I'm just trying to buy sheep and make fat stacks of cash.
I'm just trying to buy sheep and make fat
stacks. Oh,
he wants to buy these I think they're from New Zealand. Is that
Icelandic.
right? Icelandic.
Icelandic.
Longhorn.
I'm looking at the story here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Yup, sheep. Ezra wants to be a shepherd.
The Rams have big horns like that.
But this isn't just any sheep. Ezra has his heart set on a very specific type.
Somehow we found this breed of sheep called Icelandic, and he just really got stuck on that. They're about $250 to $400 per sheep, and we're looking at getting 2 or 3.
So as Ezra raises money for his future flock, he's also learning the responsibility that...
Anyway, his sister has goats, and he's been helping his sister take care of her goats.
Farm life is great,
Isn't that great? 7-year-old kid. I mean, he's earning money. He's doing lemonade. He's doing it the right way. He's training.
Yeah, got produce up front. Cars come by. Yeah,
ambitious though to to be a shepherd at 7. Pretty cool though.
Well, his sister's got goats. That's very sibling rivalry esque, which is nice, and he's got an eye for quality. The Icelandic goats, sought after the world over for their wool.
Beautiful, beautiful horns or whatever.
They're beautiful. Yeah.
He has a list behind his lemonade stand, which breaks down how much the meat per pound costs.
No.
Yeah, once he successfully gets his sheep, he estimates how much each sheep is going to get him when he processes the meat.
Yeah. Are you kidding?
Yeah, this kid's a born farmer. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to be successful.
Has he looked into wool? Buddy, make sweaters.
Yeah, you're right.
Get the whole family out there, man. Mom knits, you
season
shear.
after season.
Let's go.
And that he can grow that. That's fantastic.
I wish I was going through Ohio at some point. Pick up some lemonade, a couple tomatoes.
I think he's going to be successful. Would you ever...
Does he have a GoFundMe? I want to donate from here.
What?
I want to donate something. I want to get.
No,
I want him to get. I want him to get
a
sheep.
No, he won't appreciate the sheep if somebody just gives it to him. He's got to earn it.
Boy, use the word fat stacks. He'll take my money.
He might. Yeah, you're right.
No, you're right though. Kids appreciate what they earn themselves. You're spot on.
Yeah, don't steal the joy of earning it himself.
Okay, get my travel agent. I'm going to Ohio.
There you go. Buy some lemonade. Okay, we got the 1 o'clock rundown coming up next. Top stories coast to coast. We got a lot of very interesting stories, and we got one story that is just, it's a big deal. Somebody won a ton of money, but what would you do with that money? We'll find out. Stick around.
Charlie Harger.
I want to be a watchdog.
From Seattle's Morning News.
Somebody who is not accepting from the government at face value what they're telling you. I might not even be necessarily against a politician, but if I see an issue or a policy that I think are worthy of a conversation, I'm going to bring it up.
Hear Charlie's 7:35 commentary every morning on Seattle's Morning News.
You can watch all of Charlie's commentaries anytime on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
Tim had always been active, but severe osteoarthritis in his knee eventually took that away.
I was walking 3 or 4 times a week, 2.5 miles. I lost the ability to do that walking.
He went looking for answers.
And they said, we can either operate on the meniscus. The only other option we've got is knee replacement.
But Tim wasn't ready to do that.
Replacement takes 6 to 10 months recovery time. Wasn't interested in doing that.
So instead, Tim chose stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, the most experienced in the Northwest, with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
I heard the doctor on the radio, and he said, well, I think I can fix it. And I said, okay, let's go for it.
And today?
1 to 10, the pain level is around a 1 right now.
So whether it's a hip like I had, or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner.
If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it.
Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
Swiffer Power Mop.
I have a dare for you. After you use your old mop and bucket, put on your whitest socks and walk across the floor. Now look down. What's that gray stuff on your socks? I used to have that too, until I switched to Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop breaks down and locks away tough messes. Take the dare. Try Swiffer Power Mop. White sock approved.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Did you know every qualifying vehicle at Sunset Auto Family comes with oil changes for life? That's about $150 each, and you get up to 5 a year, saving you thousands over the life of your vehicle. Visit our friends at Sunset Auto Family. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th.
Spend my life with you, falling in love.
Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Kennedy Center Board, appointed by President Trump, voting today to add his name to the facade of the performing arts venue and move forward with a 2-year closure. The move challenges a judge's order in May that Trump's name be taken off the facade because it was illegal. Here's ABC Stephen Portnoy.
Ohio Democratic Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, who as a function of her service in the House has a seat on the Kennedy Center's board, says that her fellow trustees voted today to close the center for renovations and to add President Trump's name back onto the front of the building. Beatty says the facade would read, "The John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts, restored and renovated by President Donald J. Trump."
U.S. investigators say a broken engine part shattered a window on a Ryanair plane last month shortly after takeoff from Greece. That caused a man's head to be sucked into the hole into the fuselage, with passengers helping pull him back inside the Boeing airliner. And stocks are up this hour on positive economic data. This is ABC News. In Massachusetts, the trial continuing for Lindsay Clancy, the mother charged with killing her 3 children. Defense attorneys argue Clancy suffered from postpartum psychosis and did not receive adequate medical care. ABC's Peter Haralambos says prosecutors presented messages on her cell phone.
She mentioned concerns about being inundated about information about how to parent her children. She wrote in part, quote, "I'm terrified of something happening to my kids." She also raised concerns about the lack of sleep she was getting at the time and her fear about different medications, writing, quote, "I'm on the fence about starting a new medication. I just want to feel happy." And as it got closer to January 24th, 2023, when she killed her 3 kids, the message is getting more disheartening, quote, "Can you treat a sociopath?"
There was one winning jackpot ticket for last night's Powerball drawing. The winning ticket sold at a gas station in Quincy, Illinois. You're listening to ABC News.
The owner of the catboat in Tacoma has been located. That is one story coming up. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic. Heading into Seattle from the north end, Linwood to Seattle is going to take you a half hour. Steady back up from Northgate into downtown. North 5 is now jam-packed from Outbro Place in the downtown. Catch a little break. Another heavy backup approaching 520. All added up, about 20 minutes to clear these. South 405 are crowded from Southeast 8th and Bellevue to the VMAC. North 405 slows to the Renton S-curves. Northbound 167 is packed from 180th up to 405. Tacoma to Olympia, a 45-minute drive with 7 miles of scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. And we've got backups approaching the Hood Canal Bridge from both directions due to a recent marine crossing. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. We are learning more about charges leveled against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson that could lead to a recall. James Lynch is following that story.
Melinda Jacobson is a retired nurse who filed the paperwork on Tuesday. She lives near Aurora Avenue North, where neighbors have dealt with ongoing gun violence. Jacobson cites in her charges public safety failures, including the mayor's decision to turn off CCTV cameras.
It tells me that her priorities are not the average citizen's priorities. And, you know, when you're elected mayor, you're supposed to listen to the citizens. She apparently is not doing that.
Now the recall charges will undergo a technical review by the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Kids in Sumner are getting the VIP treatment from the Tooth Fairy today, and a few former NFL players.
It all started with one dentist 10 years ago and has now expanded to 5 clinical teams and an army of volunteers. Dr. April Zigley says all treatments are free at the Smile Studio on Main Street East from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No appointment necessary. Families can also get in for free at the YMCA down the street while they wait. This year, a new partnership with the Randall Morris Foundation and NFL alumni Pacific Northwest will bring in some former football players to help kids feel even braver in the chair. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Seattle's housing market is showing signs of a major slowdown. New data from Redfin shows pending home sales in the Seattle area fell nearly 16% in July from a year ago, the steepest decline of any major U.S. city. Analysts say a shaky tech job market is a key factor, leaving many potential buyers cautious about making a big purchase. The median home price in King and Snohomish counties is still about $810,000, roughly double the national average. Nationwide, home sales fell to their lowest level in nearly 2 years. We're now hearing from the man who lived on the boat in Tacoma, where 60 cats were found living in unsafe conditions. All right. I guess we don't have that audio. KIRO News Radio weather, mostly sunny, near 80 for the next handful of days. Today and tomorrow we'll have to deal with a light layer of wildfire smoke. Overnight lows near 60. Sunny and 72 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. 1 o'clock rundown. Top stories coast to coast. Just a little behind the scenes. Nate was just doing his top of the hour news piece. He was expecting to have audio of the guy who owns the boat, where all the cats have been found.
Yeah.
Obviously, that didn't play for some reason. A little technical error. And then Spike and I, both at the same time,
Where's that audio? We
both started meowing. Just like idiots.
Thank goodness.
That's a wild story. That cat story is a wild story. You know what's crazy? Real quick, before we get into the 1 o'clock rundown, we got 3 big stories. We're going to talk about the WNBA. We're also going to talk about Mom Donnie in New York and Amazon drivers. And then we're also going to talk about the big lottery winner. But on that cat thing, what was the initial number that they claimed cats they found? They were like, we pulled a bunch of cats off this boat.
I think it was like 31.
Okay.
And then the next day it was 23 more. And then it was over 60.
And now it's like, the last number I saw was 61.
61 cats aboard the HMS Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
I speculated it was a magician's boat, and they'll never stop pulling cats out of this thing.
Just a bizarre story.
We'll have someone from Pierce County Animal Rescue. Is that who they're from, Laura? On at 2:30 today?
Animal Control. Actually,
Thank
the
you.
officer who's been in charge of getting these cats off the boat.
Yeah. 2:30, they're going to come on live with us and just tell us about the whole thing, because we have a lot of questions.
Because there's new details about the owner of the boat, and it's almost a...
there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking story now.
We got a lot of questions. All right, 1 o'clock right now, top stories coast to coast. One of the biggest stories today, was this also for you, Spike, and the different websites and things that you look at daily? The WNBA they just convened a task force, which included team presidents, general managers. They met yesterday. Excuse me. I was meowing too much.
There was Eric Ball.
They met.
I love this job. So the WNBA already had a scheduled meeting of general managers.
Oh, this was already scheduled?
Yeah, it was already scheduled meeting. But it was
okay.
announced a week ago that on the agenda of this regularly scheduled meeting of team presidents and general managers, they're going to address the transgender situation because the league has become embroiled.
Yeah, the question about who's eligible to play in the league.
Well, and beyond that, because we had a story maybe 3 weeks ago where there was a protest outside of the Storm game with citizens who support biological women and biologically women's sports.
Yep.
And there was a really ugly altercation between one of the Storm's minority owners and 2 young fans. The minority owner ended up getting suspended for 5 games.
Yeah.
And the backlash against the league...
Because the young fans were there to support Sophie Cunningham. They said, thank you for speaking up for girls.
She spoke out about
sports.
The fairness of biological women competing against biological women.
Yeah.
But it became a flashpoint of both sides of this issue.
Yeah, and it kind of was here in Seattle.
Yeah, but it's followed this league so far now, especially Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah.
And the league itself are getting tons of media attention, social media attention, more so than ever from both sides. So the league wanted to get together and address their policies on transgender athletes, one.
Potential athletes who may want to play in the league,
And also the league's stance on the transgender community with regard to larger issues of inclusivity, which the league prides itself on.
Yeah, they're in a tricky spot.
They are, because they're getting it from both sides. Yeah. They're not happy. No one's happy on either side of this because they won't take a definitive stand. They're trying to ride that middle line between both sides of this issue.
So they have this task force, which again, team presidents, general managers. They met Wednesday to discuss this. And according to ESPN, they released a statement to ESPN. They did not come to a clear consensus on who is actually eligible to play. They said this: today's meeting covered a wide range of topics, including ongoing discussions on transgender athletes and the continued hate and vitriol directed at players online. We will continue to engage all league stakeholders in the coming weeks and months. We will approach these important conversations thoughtfully and in alignment with the values of our league. There are no immediate eligibility matters affecting the WNBA, and we strongly denounce the bad faith efforts to use these topics to demean or marginalize others. I think people are just looking for a clear, all right, if somebody is not born a biological woman and they at some point in their life decide that they want to then come and play in the WNBA, are you guys going to allow that? It doesn't sound like the league is taking don't you think the league would behoove themselves to just say, hey, right now in their charter, it says, what is the thing it says here about who's allowed to play? It's the I have it somewhere. Only players. This is what it says right now. The collective bargaining agreement signed in March. They had that new thing with the players. It says, quote, only players who are women are eligible to play in the WNBA. And then people are saying, okay, well then what constitutes women? As silly as that sounds as a question, but they're saying you need to define these things.
Yeah, there is no further definition in the league's charter.
And the league is saying we are withholding making any pronouncements at this point. And then I think a lot of people are out there going all right, well then what does the W in the NBA stand for in your title? Just if it's for biological, what Sophie Cunningham was saying. She's like, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just saying that this is a place for women who biologically to compete against people who are also biological women for fairness. Not trying to be mean, but just because it's the most fair. And if you want to play in the NBA, go play in the NBA.
Well, there's two former NBA players. There's Enes Kanter Freedom.
Yeah.
And Royce White. Both have declared themselves two former NBA players.
Was Royce White a former NBA player too?
That's what it says. Two former NBA players.
There you go.
Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White.
You're right.
Declare themselves eligible for the WNBA draft because they say they identify as women.
Yeah.
This is why the league's being forced to come to some type of definitive answer to who is eligible to play in their league.
And these guys, from my interpretation, and I think it's pretty clear, they're obviously doing this as a stunt to highlight that the league is not taking a stance on this.
Which is insulting to all parties involved, I think. I mean, here's the deal. If you played in the NBA, you are not a transgender woman. I don't mean I should never make declarative statements like that.
You see why this is so tricky?
It is tricky.
Here's what okay, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
My point was this: some people of the transgender community, which I have intimate knowledge of this community from personal family experience. Trust me when I tell you this; it's coming from the heart, and it's coming from a position of research and time investment and care investment in this issue. People who transition from one gender to another begin these transitions at a very early age and go through long, lengthy mental health, physical health processes, at least for us, under the guise of medical professionals in both the mental health and physical health fields. And they become women, transgender women, over a long period of time. And if they've gotten to a point in their life where they can compete in the NBA, they are a biological male, at least from a physical standpoint. And that's kind of what we're talking about, is the fairness of transgender athletes competing against biological women.
Yeah, which is what those little girls who showed up in Seattle to support Sophie Cunningham, they weren't trying to be anti-anything. What they were saying is, Sophie Cunningham, thank you for highlighting
the fact that
girls and girls sports, let them have. Why do we have separate sports?
Exactly right. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And so
I consider myself no stronger ally to this community than me.
It's an interesting place that the WNBA finds themselves in, because I think there's a reason why they could not come to a consensus and why they did not want to draw a hard line. I imagine sometime in the near future, this is going to be something that they're going to have to be very specific about. And there's going to be somebody who's not happy with them.
Well, yeah, exactly. And the league said in their statement, we're going to strongly denounce the bad faith efforts to use this topic to demean or marginalize others. Because some of the comments this league's getting from people about transgender people with regard to their mental health or mental illness, that's the kind of dehumanizing and demeaning stuff that their players are being subjected to on social media.
But the players, isn't it weird that everybody talking about the NBA, nobody's talking about the basketball? I mean, they have put themselves in a position where it's all about this stuff off the court. And if they were smart, if I were running the WNBA, I'd want the focus to be on the basketball. I'd want the focus to be on, hey, look at these big crowds that we have coming out for people actually enjoying the sport.
Yeah.
Instead, they're embroiled in all of this political stuff that they themselves have gotten into.
They have,
they have made that like one of their top priorities.
But it's hard to separate these two issues of the cause and the game, because there's a couple of guys who now I say they identify as women that want to try to sue their way into playing in the league.
I understand, and I think these guys are doing it to prove a point.
Yeah.
But what about somebody who's not doing it to prove a point, and somebody who thinks they belong in the league, who's a biological male?
Yeah.
What do you do then?
Well, someone who started transitioning early in their life.
It doesn't matter when.
No, it really does matter when. With regard to fairness, because there are stipulations in the Olympic guidelines. There's stipulations in other.
Do you think somebody who, let's say, is a teenager makes that transition, they should be able to play in the WNBA?
I think it's a case-by-case basis about when somebody decided to begin their transition, if they were allowed to develop a physical advantage as a male before they transition that would give them an unfair advantage against biological females. I mean, it's a tough issue because there's so many facets to it.
I don't think it's that tough.
Well, that's fine. I respect your point of view.
It's the WNBA and you have the NBA. I mean, that's my take on it. I think the WNBA is going to have to make a decision on this. They're going.
Absolutely.
I don't think they're going to be able to ride the fence here much longer.
They just want to put the bottom line is they just want to play basketball.
You know, I
to
don't
your
know
point about the game,
but I don't know if they do. Honestly, they get into a lot of political stuff. The WNBA specifically, they get into a lot of political stuff, and it
because
ends up
their fan base is affected by politics in a greater, probably disproportionate sense than the NBA fan does.
But why would that be the case?
Why would that be the case?
Why can't they just focus on fans who want to go watch basketball?
They are. They're focusing on fans who go watch their game.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Second story here. Mom Donnie in New York. He's very excited.
You like him now? You like the story? Do you like what he's doing?
Do I like this?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Are you kidding?
Do you like it?
Tell me let's tell them about the story.
Let's hear from Mom Donnie.
Tell each other why we're nuts. I love this job. Let's tell the folks this story.
I'm genuinely surprised every time when I read these stories. I go, how is it possible that Spike could like something like this?
Somebody thinks this is a good idea.
All right, this is Spike and Mom Donnie.
Special delivery. If it looks like an Amazon delivery,
and it drives like an Amazon delivery,
then it's an Amazon delivery.
Amazon is spending millions of dollars to convince you that this isn't an Amazon delivery. But all you have to do is see for yourself.
My uniform says Amazon.
If I don't wear this Amazon branded vest, disciplinary action will be taken against us. The workers' routes and hours are set by Amazon.
so why isn't Amazon responsible for these vans?
Because Amazon and other corporations have built a vast network of subcontractors
That shield them from responsibility. Amazon tells these subcontractors where to drive,
who to hire, and what hours to work.
I do all the work that makes Amazon all the money.
This is why I'm proud to support the Delivery Protection Act, sponsored by Councilmember Tiffany Kalan. Because if Amazon is delivering your packages, they should follow the same rules of every other delivery.
When injuries and worker accidents,
yada, all that stuff.
Well, it's the meat of it now.
You want to hear it? All right,
then skyrocket.
Amazon says they have nothing to do with it.
They can't have it both ways.
By shielding themselves behind these so-called independent operators, this trillion-dollar company is able to avoid regulations on our city streets. And that's why we want to pass the Delivery Protection Act.
All right, so that person you just heard from there, that was Tiffany Caban. She's
City council member
in New York. She's got this Delivery Protection Act. The reason we're highlighting this is a kind of a big national story that they're anything that New York and Mom Donnie does generally climbs to the top of the list on a lot of news sites. But also, it does relate here locally because Amazon is a local company.
You betcha. Half the people that come to my home with Amazon packages are subcontractor drivers.
Yeah. I think they make up about it's a little less than 50% of all the deliveries are from these subcontractors.
Yeah.
So what is it about this that you think is a good thing? Because I think this is a silly government oversight, government overreach.
Injuries and accidents to these subcontractors are piling up, are mounting up. As this company expands its business footprint in America, as it becomes more and more part of how we do retail. If almost half the drivers that work for Amazon delivering packages are subcontractors, Amazon is, like it said, they're absolving themselves of any responsibility to treat these employees fairly, to cover these employees' insurance, to give these employees benefits. They're literally farming out half the work because their employees are treated pretty well. By all accounts, Amazon employees have a pretty good program.
Yep.
With health benefits and
warehouse
and
workers,
education benefits.
healthcare day one. They have all those ads.
Except when it comes to drivers, the people that interact with us more often than anybody else, because they're the ones on our streets and at our doors.
Okay.
They're avoiding responsibility for their subcontracted employees.
Do you think that those people are being unfairly treated?
Yes, I do.
The drivers?
Yes, I do. And I know they could go and take other jobs if they wanted to.
So you would like to see this instituted in Seattle as well?
I think if Amazon's going to send a package to my door, right? Amazon, and part of my package with Amazon is Amazon Prime, which guarantees me free delivery. I have that contract with Amazon.
Sure.
Amazon's then going to farm that job out to a subcontractor.
Yeah.
That's not giving me what I'm paying for. That's putting risk at my street.
Well,
there are more accidents.
Well, I don't know about that.
I think it does.
This is the Delivery Service Partner Program, which is what they're talking about here. In the United States, there are 2,600 delivery service partners. Those are individual business owners under the umbrella of the Amazon, universe, where they say, like, hey, you know what? We want to be in business with Amazon. Our product will be delivering your products, and we're going to contract with you. It's a pretty good program, actually, as far as making money goes. You can have they'll help you find routes. They will help you find a lot of stuff. And Amazon, the benefit to Amazon is they don't have to go out and purchase all these trucks. They can get like entrepreneurial people who want to step in and be like, hey, you know what? I want a piece of that action. I'm willing to have 40. I think the maximum amount of trucks that they allow somebody to have is, I have the number here, between 40 and 100 vans, which would be one driver per van. But Amazon does cap them because they do say that, like, they don't want people to be able to, like, just keep scaling the profit as big as they want. So they don't want somebody who has 200 vans or somebody who has 300 vans because they want to keep it small to force people to, like, keep it in check. The problem that I have with this is, like, do you get anything else delivered to your house, or is it only Amazon?
Hard to say. I probably do. We probably do.
Wouldn't this
be as far as like UPS deliveries or FedEx deliveries or that kind of thing? You mean?
Yeah, stuff like that,
Sure,
like food deliveries, DoorDash, things like that.
I don't you don't do that very much. I don't even get a pizza delivered anymore because the costs are so intrusive.
The costs are high.
You know.
Now Amazon has done this amazing thing where they've cracked this code where they can get, like, they have 1 hour delivery to your house, and they have done this amazing, like, nobody else delivers like Amazon Prime. You want it? It can have it to you in 30 minutes. Yeah. Do you think that's going to get better or worse if Amazon is forced to do all of that in-house as opposed to somebody who's out there with a specific route in a specific area scrapping to get you the service as quick as possible?
Well, I don't think Amazon doing it in-house is the only solution here. I think the solution here is if Amazon's going to subcontract out to these smaller carriers who have routes and equipment and personnel, then Amazon ought to offer them the same benefits. Because Amazon's making money by subcontracting out and saving themselves the cost of doing business.
But so are the owners of the companies.
Yeah, sure they are.
They're making good money, and the people that work for them are making good money. So you're taking this infrastructure and you're saying, like, we want to kill this infrastructure. I think this is more about trying to unionize workers at Amazon than it is about providing safe work environments.
It may very well be, but I think both aren't bad ideas. Both of them can be beneficial to the worker, to the company delivering the products, to the customer receiving the products.
Well, if it was beneficial to Amazon, wouldn't they already be doing it?
No, because it's beneficial for them not to do it because they're making more money. They're saving money.
More than half of the drivers that they already have are Amazon workers, but they also have these other people who step in and say, like, hey, we want a piece of this. We're willing to invest our own money. Willing to hire the people.
I understand that, but it puts the community at risk because there's increased numbers of accidents and injuries to these drivers. So it puts the working community and the receiving community at risk.
Would you say that it's the same risk for DoorDash drivers? Would you, like, cancel all the DoorDash customers because they're just strictly a third-party delivery service, just like an Amazon truck driver?
If all DoorDash drivers were being employed by one super company who also was in the bringing food to my house business.
So they do a lot for, like, primarily McDonald's. Should McDonald's have to hire every DoorDash driver?
That's a great question. I don't know if I'd have to look more into the issue than that. I see the point you're making, but I mean, imagine if Amazon, decided they were going to save money by and not just hiring subcontractors, but not putting new tires on their trucks and putting unsafe trucks on the street.
But that's not what they're doing.
They're putting unsafe drivers on the street.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They are.
Not. They even have reward programs. Look at this. I have all the details here. They have reward programs for safety. So if Amazon has a scorecard for their DSP drivers, a weekly safety delivery metric system where if you have fantastic or fantastic plus ratings, you can get weekly bonuses of up to $15,000 per week.
Great.
So
they shouldn't have the bonus safety. It should be baked into the cake.
The point is, what they're trying to do though is this has nothing to do with safety. It has to do with. It's
got a lot to do with safety. That was the first thing they mentioned, and the reason they seeking this.
Well, then it must be true if it's the first thing he said. It's not like he wants to bring down the business because he thinks it's a corporation that's successful and he wants some of that money. It's about control for him. That's what it's about.
That's a hell of an assumption.
It's what they say. They say this gives us more control over the company. It's in the reading. You can read their statement.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, that's my opinion. You have a different opinion. That's okay.
That's fine. Yeah, we can live together.
All right. When we come back, we get your question of the day. Katie Wilson. What was the question we asked earlier? We switched it up last minute.
Who do you trust more?
Who do you trust more?
I know. We only gave you two choices.
SPD or Katie Wilson. You guys are going to let us know. Stick around. Bear back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
I've lived here almost my entire life.
Seattle's morning news host, Charlie Harger.
I love Seattle. I love that I'm able to raise my children here.
Hear Charlie's 7:35 commentary every morning on Seattle's morning news.
So when I see something that I think might need some attention, that's me pointing out areas of improvement. That is not me saying that Seattle is somehow bad.
You can watch all of Charlie's commentaries anytime on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
All right, I'm talking with Phil Mitchell, who is a new buddy, and he's also an advertiser on the show. Phil, I'm really interested in people's stories. You have a pretty amazing background. You own Sunset Auto Family. You employ a lot of people. You do great business in the community, but you started at the bottom. Tell me a little bit about that.
Jake, I started in the car business as a lot attendant, basically washing cars with a hose and soap and water, and just happened to, be in the right position at the right time, started selling cars and did pretty good at that and became a sales manager. And I've had a lot of great mentors that have helped me and guided me. And so now it's my turn to be a mentor and try to do the same thing for somebody else.
That's fantastic. How many years have you been in this business now?
I've been in a long time, so I know every inch. I've done just about every job you can do in it. It's a family business. My son's in the business. He runs one of the stores.
Well, let me tell you what. I got 4 sons. One of them is looking for a job in about 4 years.
Bring him down, buddy.
I'm going to send him to the Sunset Auto Family.
I got a hose and bucket. Let's go.
I love it. Go see him at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Summer is for sunshine.
It's a beautiful day out for baseball here at T-Mobile Park.
Summer is for moonshots.
He just absolutely obliterates this! Multi-homer game, Cole Young!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Emerson is racing over, slides up! Incredible!
So listen for the cheers and follow your ears to T-Mobile Park. Because where else can you travel to on a ferry boat and then eat crab nachos out of a ferry boat?
How sweet it is!
It is the sweetest, Rick. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Don't miss out on fireworks night this summer at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are kicking off Players Weekend with the next show on Friday, August 21st against the Cubs, featuring a playlist curated by your favorite guys on the team. Go to mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets and check out the complete lineup. Presented by T-Mobile.
Progressive knows you've got plenty of things to worry about.
What time does the kids' practice end? How long has that check engine light been on? Are takeout containers microwave safe?
So the last thing you should have to worry about is what to do if something unexpected happens on the road. That's why if you're ever in a major accident, Progressive's accident response can detect it and send help. It's just one less thing to worry about.
How long does chicken last in the fridge?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T-level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 2 tickets to see Gabriel Iglesias live at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on Saturday, August 29th. Go to mynorthwest.com/win for contest rules and your chance to win. That's mynorthwest.com/win.
Big Trees is Washington's premier tree sales and transplant company. Looking for a big selection of big trees? Visit Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. A federal investigation is now out showing pieces of an engine blade damaged a window on a Ryanair Boeing 737 over Greece before a passenger was partially sucked out of that plane last month. ABC's Alex Stone with the updates.
Multiple fan blades broke and punctured the Boeing 737 in at least 2 places, according to the NTSB's new preliminary report. It says a fan blade showed signs of metal fatigue, even though they had been inspected in May. Abnormal engine vibrations were heard and felt during takeoff and worsened over 9 minutes before the engine pieces broke off and shattered a window. The NTSB says bird remains were found in the engine. There had been 4 bird strikes on the engine over 12 months, but damage had not been detected before the incident. Alex Stone, ABC News.
An overturned semi dumped trash all over the northbound 405 on-ramp to eastbound I-90 this morning, blocking traffic for about 5 hours in the Bellevue area. State Trooper Rick Johnson tells KIRO 7 TV speed likely played a factor.
Doing this for 35 years, I think that speed probably played a role here. We're thankful no one was hurt, obviously, but we have a lot of garbage on the roadway.
No other vehicles were involved. The ramp to I-90 reopened around 9 o'clock. The closing bell report now. S&P 500 set a record high today, gaining 50 points and closing near 7,800. Dow also up 70 points. NASDAQ gained 214. A former Amazon exec is packing his bags for Texas. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery has that story.
A supply chain tech startup founded by former Amazon operations chief Dave Clark is pulling its headquarters out of the Seattle area and relocating to Dallas. Augur, which has raised $150 million and counts Meta and Kimberly-Clark among its customers, launched in Bellevue in 2024. Clark says the move is about talent and family, not taxes. According to the Seattle Times, the company will keep a major engineering office in Bellevue with about 115 employees, and they plan to grow that team. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
And we turn now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Looking pretty good out there. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio app. No surprises. Linwood to Seattle is a half-hour trip, and we're backed up from the 85th to I-90. North 5 scattered back up starting prior to the West Seattle Bridge up to the Ship Canal. Southbound 405, we're crowded from 520 to the VMAC. Going to get pretty thick as you head through Factoria. Bellevue to South Center is at 25 minutes. Northbound 167, you're packed from about 180th up to 405. And Tacoma to Olympia, a 50-minute trip. You've got 7 miles of scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia, starting there near Cabela's. Text app APP to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And so your forecast now, mostly sunshine today, mixed in with some wildfire haze, moderate air quality as well, and a red flag warning in effect for the Cascades and the Olympics that runs until 9 o'clock tonight. Right now, 75 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's 1:30, which means we get to address the question of the day. If you guys are new to the show or you are not regular noon listeners, at the start of every show, we come in strong. We have our biggest stuff. We always lead to a question, which we then get to answer with you guys right now. So our question earlier in the day was, who do you trust more? Katie Wilson, who says that she's not responsible for that delay after the bye to Seattle, or SPD, who says, yeah, somebody in City Hall is definitely lying. And we're not responsible, and they're obviously the bosses, so you can't pin this on us. And the reason we were talking about all this earlier, and this is kind of interesting, Bob Kettle, I got to play this clip for you guys real fast, and we'll get into some of these responses. Bob Kettle, Seattle City Council member, he had this to say recently about Katie Wilson, who, do you guys remember during the press conference shortly after, and this might have been, was this when it was announced that Barnes was resigned? Was that when it was after he resigned or had maybe even been fired? They weren't like totally clear yet. But it was like this middle ground where she then was going to announce the new interim chief. Was that this press conference? This was a couple days after the bye to Seattle, maybe like a week.
That would have been Thursday because there was a press conference the day after on Monday, the first one that Barnes attended. He was back in town from Dallas. That's where he almost got passionate toward a reporter.
Okay, so this is the one where she's like announcing the new interim chief and why Barnes resigned.
That was Thursday, yeah.
And she said the reason, and everyone was like, well, why is he resigning? And her answer was, well, I have a special window into the Seattle Police Department that you don't have, that apparently is something that comes with the mayor's office. It comes with the super secret window where she gets to look into the police office.
Yeah, I understand that many of my colleagues on the city council disagree with the decision to move forward with a leadership change at SPD at this time. And I respect their differences of opinion. I guess what I will say is that as the mayor, as the executive of the city, I do have a different window into our police department than they do.
She repeated this many times.
I do have a different window into our police department than they do. And I'm making the decision that I believe is best and urgent at this time for our police department and for this city.
Even when our own James Lynch asked her questions, she again went to her secret window and peeked out.
Bob Kettle says by any measure, the chief's tenure here was successful. Do you agree with that? And if not, what was the straw?
Did I mention my secret window?
I would just repeat that as the mayor, I have a different window into the police department than many of our council members, and I made the decision that I firmly believe was the right one at this time as we are moving forward with the summer to put us in the best position to keep our community safe and to communicate transparently with the public.
All right. So she obviously, that was obviously like a PR line that they gave her before that press conference.
I don't know that it's not true, though. I honestly say that. I don't know that it's not true. I don't know that the city.
Right, the sidelines are. We're going to read these in just a second, but you get.
I don't know that the city council had access to the mayor. It was after the fact it was divulged that Chief Barnes had various financial entanglements in his life that could be deemed a factor in deciding to remove him from the position.
You're talking about that tax lien thing.
The tax lien stuff. I don't know. I don't know if the city council had access to that. If they did, maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. There was also an issue about a lie detector test during the hiring process that they kind of swept under the rug. And I don't know if the city council had access to that and if the mayor did.
But
I don't know if the city council knew that the mayor's office had approved so much time out of the city for then Chief Barnes and that the mayor may have known about. So I don't know that she didn't have a different window.
So you think she has a secret window?
I don't know. There's a lot of things we found out after the fact from the mayor that the mayor's office may have been privy to. That's what she's alluding to. She's got information other people don't have. Maybe that is the case. I mean, it's really easy to vilify the mayor. By the way, I looked over the voting and we got your responses to who do you trust.
Yeah, we'll read these in
Mayor
just a
didn't
second.
get a vote. Just let's peek ahead to the bottom
Just
line of
a
this.
tease.
Not a one.
Okay, well, this is what Bob. I'm going to let Bob Kettle respond
go
to
right
you.
ahead. Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
let
yeah.
Bob Kettle respond to you. Bob Kettle on Katie Wilson's super secret special window.
When the mayor says, I have a better window, what's clear here is that she does not have a better window. She does not have a better window than I do. She does not have a better window than probably the majority of the council.
All right, I'm with I'm with Bob Kettle on this. I'm with Bob. I know you don't know, but I'm with Bob Kettle on this. There's just no way that Katie Wilson, in all of her insightfulness, which is nothing, has a better window into the SPD, because if she did, she would have had some insight into the night of the Bite of Seattle shooting, and she would have stepped in and said, hey, you know what? I need to get some information out. It's a leadership problem. That's the problem. And she's the leader.
I understand.
So this is all obfuscation. This is all her trying to distract from the fact that she's primarily the one, like it or not. It's like we have Melinda Jacobson on, who started that petition to recall her on earlier. And like Melinda said, and I totally agree with her, the buck stops with her. And a good leader takes it on their shoulders. Now, Katie Wilson is saying, guys, I have this super secret window and it's other people. It's not me. Like, is that leadership? I would argue that it's not, but let's get to our listeners and see what they
Sure.
have to
Murray
say.
in Des Moines says, I don't trust either. Leave Katie Wilson and her team alone. She and her team provide great local entertainment.
It is true. We would lose a great source of local stories if Katie Wilson stepped down.
One vote for neither.
Put that in the,
I got the vote
for
total.
entertainment category.
Yeah.
206 says, easiest solution in the world. Seattle needs to get rid of Katie Wilson and start fresh with a mayor and police chief who put the safety of the citizens first and foremost above everything else. Get cameras up and running so police have the best tools to solve crimes, and then focus on the other problems of the city. I 100% trust the SPD.
Vote for SPD. Fernando in Seattle, a recall might need to happen, but it ain't going to happen. Katie hasn't broken any laws. I'm going to wait until the Inspector General's report is out before I pass judgment. Not going to judge on speculation, innuendo, or media hysteria.
Bobby in Tacoma says, I'm not a cop fan at all, but in this case, I trust the SPD more. I do think that they inherently have the public's interest in mind as an organization.
Doug in Mount Vernon, the 5-hour communication delay was from the mayor's office. They were in the process of onboarding a new communication director, which we know to be true there. Yeah.
Melissa in Hobart says, I would bet $100 that whoever is in charge of her media told SPD that they were not allowed to hold a press conference until she said so. I would bet $100 on that, and I'd probably win. I think you would, Melissa.
I would too, yeah. Brad the Painter says, whatever happened around the press conference, the buck stops with the mayor. You take the hit and you vow to improve it, even if it wasn't your fault. Doing what she is doing instills even less confidence.
Mark in Port Townsend, I doubt very seriously that the SPD, on their own volition, delayed the release of crucial public information pertaining to the gang shooting at the Bite of Seattle. The narcissistic need for a, quote, dignitary photo op where the political morons could be, in their minds and opinions, be perceived as being on top of a public safety concerns is obviously what caused the delay in getting critical, potentially life-saving information out to the public. I wonder if you put Ferguson and Jayapal on the Wilson recall petition, too. That would be quite a petition. I don't think that's quite how they work, but I do think you'd get a lot of people who would sign it, Mark.
We understand the sentiment behind it.
Yeah. You know, that's the other thing. It's like, what's the phrase? Who benefits?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
When I look at that situation, who's the person in that instance who benefits from the delay? It's Katie Wilson who would be then able to get in front of the cameras. Like, I don't know why.
Right, with other dignitaries.
Mark makes a great point.
Yeah.
Why would the SPD want to slow down information?
No way.
They wouldn't want to.
I agree completely.
So, I don't know if we'll ever get an answer to this. Maybe the recall petition will be the answer. I have no idea, but you guys obviously don't
Well,
think
the totals are in. Neither got one vote. Jimothy got 2 votes.
Jimothy?
Gas Station Sushi got 3 votes of who they trust more. The mayor got no votes, and every other vote was overwhelming. The SPD. They trust the SPD.
Yeah. We like SPD.
We do.
Good job. You have chosen wisely. All right. We got a lot more coming up, so stick around. You won't want to miss a second of it. When we come back, it's feeding time. We're going to check and see what our feeds are shoving down our throats. Jimothy might make an appearance.
Is he in your feed again?
You might be in my feed again.
Oh, man.
All right. Stick around. Be right back.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Boyteen from The G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Ageless Living. If you're at the point of your life where you're trying to figure out if your parent or loved one is needing assisted living or even memory care, I want you to do me a favor, do yourself a favor, and go to agelessliving.com/Spike and schedule a visit today. Ageless Living Communities have been rated #1 senior living center in all of America for 2025. That's from Seniorly Magazine. They looked at 500,000 reviews of 60,000 communities nationwide. And Ageless Living, our own Ageless Living, ranked #1 senior living community in all of America. Plus, voted best of Western Washington by your own neighbors. Go to agelessliving.com/Spike and schedule a visit today.
Hey there, Dawn Riley with Olympic Hot Tub. It's our 49th birthday, and we're celebrating by giving you the gifts. Outstanding savings on saltwater hot spring spas, free Bluetooth music, and interest-free financing for 3 years. Plus, exciting savings on endless pool swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges. How's that for a birthday to remember? Ends August 24th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
All right, I'm very happy to have Phil Mitchell from Sunset Auto Family on with me right now. And Phil, you guys offer such an amazing value for people who are driving their cars a little bit longer now. And you guys offer repairs for life. How does that work?
Basically, we're going to cover any repair we do for $250 or over for as long as you own the vehicle.
So let me ask you this question. Let's say that I buy my vehicle elsewhere. My transmission on my car breaks down. You guys fix it. 10 years later, I have the same problem. You guys are going to fix that again for no cost?
That's right. No cost to you for as long as you own the vehicle.
So why would you even offer this? This has got to be incredibly expensive for you.
You know what? We just want to keep our customers for life. So chances are if we do a repair for life and we take good care of you, you might look us up when you decide to get a new vehicle. And we want to be your lifetime dealer.
So somebody really does feel like they're part of the Sunset Auto family.
That's exactly right. We want you to be part of the family, and that's why we take good care of you.
Oil changes for life, warranty protection for life, and repairs for life. Only at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Marvin is a dentist.
I couldn't really do my work in the office as easily. You know, there was some pain moving around, and then sitting was difficult.
Hip arthritis and a labrum tear were making it difficult to do his job and threatening something he loves even more.
Do some overseas mission work, and that wasn't going to happen if I had to try to sit on a plane for 15 hours to get totally easily go.
Orthopedic surgeons gave him a few options.
They said, well, you got like 3 choices. You could do surgery, and then he said you could just plan for hip replacement.
But Marvin had already seen another option work firsthand. His wife, Leslie, had multiple stem cell procedures with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine.
I'm pushing my way back into fitness, and that's been great.
Rowing, running, cycling, and planning another mission trip to Africa. So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at tulalipcasino.com.
Eric Johnson here. I covered a lot of accidents over the past 30 years or so, but I never got to say much about what to do after a crash. Be honest, do you know what evidence to collect, what pictures to take, what documents to request, or what you shouldn't say to your insurance company? The Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the roads throw at them. Know your rights and how to avoid common mistakes after an accident by getting your free copy at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Jazz Alley invites you to a special evening with Grammy-winning guitarist and vocalist John Pizzarelli, presenting Dear Mr. Bennett, a celebration of Tony Bennett and the Great American Songbook. August 13th through the 16th, tickets at jazzalley.com.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is feeding time. So Spike and I are going to look at our social media feeds, find out what's popping up. It also gives you guys some insight into the kinds of things that Spike and I are looking at in our private time, because the algorithms just chase you around. Whatever you see is probably something you've already looked at once, and then Correct. It says, this is your diet. It's like if I ate a steak one time and then for the rest of life, they just kept shoving steaks down my throat. That would actually be okay.
Weird. You just said steak and steak popped up in my feed that quick.
Delicious steak.
Right there.
Look at that.
Look
Perfect.
at that right there. Now, what I'm getting in my feed.
What's in your feed?
Predictions for the NFC West.
Yum, 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 yum.
I swear, because I watched a couple of chuckleheads predict that the Seahawks would win 9 games this year and lose 8. I know. I'm like, really? How
were they from L.A.?
They did have the Rams win 14-3. Yeah, I know. So I'm getting a lot of that, which I.
You're happy about so people, a little football for a second. A lot of people are picking the Rams, which you're happy about.
Because I love the chip on the shoulder it gives the Seahawks. We're finding that in Hard Knocks. Watching Hard Knocks, saw the second episode of Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
I love that these guys have a reason to be the underdog.
Isn't that great?
And the disrespect factor that athletes use as motivation. Richard Sherman used that to go what's arguably maybe a Hall of Fame career.
Sure,
not drafted until the 5th round. So many guys picked ahead of him in his position. He went on to dominate the league during his days.
Michael Jordan used to invent beef with other people so that this is what I've heard. I haven't talked to him personally about it, but I heard that Michael Jordan used to actually invent drama with other people so that he could take it out on them on the court. Because he was so competitive. Yeah. It's what drives you. Yeah. So for these Seahawks, you're right.'re totally right. They're at the top of the pile right now. And they look fantastic.
Well, but they're looking up at the Rams by everybody's account.
Yeah, forget that.
I don't know if I've seen anybody. Whether I saw guys you know and you trust that are in the sports world. They're Dan Patrick's, the Rich Eisens, or whoever they are. They're picking who's going to win each division. They give you the top 2 of each division.
Sure.
Not everyone say, well, the Seahawks or Rams is kind of a toss-up.
Nobody's picking the Seahawks.
Nobody will just flat out pick the Seahawks to win the West.
That's weird. Why is that? Well, I mean, what if okay, so they've lost running back? Yes, totally fair.
I know, but
totally fair.
I honestly think that K9, for all due respect, and love him, love what he did for the team last year, carried us to that Super Bowl. Absolutely, should have been the MVP. Absolutely agree, right?
But
he played hurt all the time, the time.
Yeah.
And Charbonneau was the reason he was healthy down the stretch, and I don't think he's going to have the year in KC he had here. I honestly don't, which makes me wonder why these people are giving it such a deciding factor that they lost K9 and they lost their offensive coordinator.
I think you're totally right. It's good to have the chip on the shoulder.
That's what I love about this.
All right, so that's in your feed.
Yeah.
That's delicious. Happy to choke that one down.
What are you chewing on?
Mine is Jimothy. Jimothy's back in my feed. He showed up because you have some wildlife experts who are now saying that they worry that Jimothy.
Back cricket.
Well, that Jimothy could be in trouble because all this attention that he's now received, he might be too comfortable with people, and that could put him in a bad situation, which is kind of like something that a lot of people predicted.
Yeah.
You become famous. Everybody wants to take a picture of you. They start leaving food out for you. That's the other thing that's interesting about this. He used to have to go and fight for that garbage.
Sure.
Now people are probably leaving out good stuff for him. Yeah. He's going to get accustomed to that. He's going to get fat and lazy. He's already got a bad back. So how long is he going to be able to survive this? And here's another question. From a genetic standpoint, do we really want so Jimothy's the king of the raccoons in Seattle, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is a genetic trait. His children, whatever a baby raccoon is called, a pup, I don't know what it's called, they're going to inherit this. And it's possible that they could also have this. Does Seattle really want to have a bunch of humpback raccoons for the rest of time? Maybe.
No, you're spot on.
But is it healthy for these raccoons? I don't know.
If he's the most dateable raccoon in Seattle,
yes.
What are we asking for moving forward here?
Through some weird twist of fame and fate, he's now the raccoon that everybody wants to be near.
Right. He's the secretariat of raccoons.
That's right. But there's a downstream consequence to this.
There is.
And I don't know if people want it.
Did you say, too, that there was some question about whether there's more than one Jimothy floating around?
Yeah.
I saw that, too.
Because he should only be about a year old, but there's video of another raccoon that maybe even predates him as a baby that they think could be Jimothy's dad.
So it's a family trait.
Could be a family trait.
Next thing you know, we don't have a straight back raccoon in the whole city.
And is it even the worst thing? I don't know. Maybe it's great. It might be great. All right, we got a lot more coming up. 2 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss it. Stick around. Be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Whether it's help with hormone therapy, weight management, or sexual health, every woman should have access to affordable prescription medication and personalized care that understands the whole woman. Join me, Dr. Doug Lucas, clinical lead of hormone optimization and longevity at LifeMD, along with other leading experts on the podcast, Here's Something Good on Women's Health and Longevity. To learn more, go to lifemd.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at Pfizerforall.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Don't miss out on two marquee interleague matchups at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are squaring off against the Chicago Cubs August 21st to 23rd and the Philadelphia Phillies August 24th to 26th. Lock in your seats today at mariners.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey, buying a used car can be stressful. Sunset Auto Family takes that stress away with a 48-hour used vehicle exchange policy. You pick it out, you drive it for a couple days. If it's not the right fit, they'll help you find one that is. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. New details in Luigi Mangioni's federal murder trial of United Healthcare CEO. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News during a conference scheduled for federal court Friday, it's expected that a guilty plea will be announced in connection with the federal prosecution of Mangione. ABC's Matt Rivers has more.
We've been here before. Earlier this year, we reported back in June that both sides were discussing a potential guilty plea, only for that to fall apart. We also heard from the defense team earlier this year that they were planning to pursue some sort of psychiatric defense before withdrawing that argument. So there's a couple of things that have happened that suggest that this legal team is willing to change course if it finds it prudent to do so.
In Massachusetts, the trial concluding for the day for Lindsay Clancy. She's the mother charged with killing her 3 children. Defense attorneys argue that Clancy suffered from postpartum psychosis and did not receive adequate medical care. On Wall Street today, stocks ending higher. This is ABC News. After weeks of the Powerball jackpot rolling over again, last night's drawing resulted in a winning ticket sold in the heartland.
Along the Mississippi River on the fat part of Illinois sits the city of Quincy, home to Powerball's newest billion-dollar winner. John Marshall got a call about it today from his boss.
At 3 a.m., I thought something was wrong, but he just wanted to let me know that we sold the winning ticket.
Worth in a lump sum $450 million minus taxes. Marshall's Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh gas station and convenience store will get $500,000 for selling the winning ticket. But he's all about the recognition.
Most of the jackpots are in bigger cities and on the coasts and stuff like that. So it's great to bring light to the Midwest.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
No word yet on who won. Record heat in large parts of Western Europe, Britain and France now experiencing the 5th heat wave of the summer. Both countries are also facing widespread drought conditions that have killed crops and drained rivers. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up, a court order against Kalshi. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, let's start you at Linwood to Seattle, where you've improved to a 25-minute drive. You're backed up now from Lake City Way, I-90. North 5 still looking at scattered backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge or the Ship Canal Bridge. Got a big swath of clearing right through the heart of downtown. South 405 is slow from 520 to the VMAC. Gets real thick there near Southeast 8th. Bellevue to South Center's gone up to 40 minutes. Another backup forming now in South Center as you approach I-5. Tacoma to Olympia is still a 50-minute trip. 7 miles of scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. And out in Mason County and Belfair, we have huge backups on State Route 3 due to a crash just north of the State Route 106 interchange. A couple cars left the roadway. They're not blocking, but a big distraction as drivers are slowing down to check it out. So southbound 3, you're in a 4-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting near Southwest Floor Road. Northbound 3, you've got a 1-mile backup. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Washington's Attorney General is claiming a major victory against Kalshi. That's the online prediction markets. Lets users put money on everything from sports to elections. A King County judge has ordered the company to stop offering those contracts in Washington. When he announced his lawsuit in March, AG Nick Brown argued Kalshi was violating the state's gambling laws.
Kalshi really is just a bookie with a fancy name and huge amount of venture capital behind them.
Kalshi maintains it is a federally regulated prediction markets. We have reached out to the company as the case continues in courts. One of the suspects involved in a shooting targeting plainclothes police officers in South Seattle has a first court appearance this hour. Yesterday's shooting started when an unmarked police car approached a stolen vehicle and someone inside started shooting. Assistant Police Chief Nicole Powell says no officers were hit.
That pursuit ended when the suspect's vehicle crashed to another vehicle.
Investigators say one of the suspects then tried to carjack somebody else before all three were arrested. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is responding to that recall effort against her. Here's KIRO Radio's James Lynch.
A couple living along Aurora Avenue North filed the paperwork and they cited dereliction of duty. Melinda Jacobson says it all came down to this.
I've been thinking about this for a while, but the icing on the cake, so to speak, was when she did a forced resignation of Chief Barnes, and that did it.
In a written response, the mayor said, "We are aware the petition has been filed. While it does not appear to have merit, our focus remains where it belongs, on making life safer and more affordable for the people of Seattle." James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The Mariners needed just one solo home run to snap their 6-game losing streak. They shut out the Yankees today in New York, beating them 1-0. Starting pitcher Logan Gilbert dominated.
6 scoreless against the Yankees. 7 big punch-outs for Logan Gilbert. What a day for Logan.
And now the M's head to Houston, sitting 5 games back of the first-place Astros. Their 3-game series starts tomorrow night. Your forecast now, sunshine today mixed in with some wildfire smoke. Upper-level haze should not impact air quality too much this afternoon. Also, a red flag warning in effect for the Cascades in the Olympics until 9 o'clock tonight. Right now, 77 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, one final fantastic hour to go. Tons of great stuff to talk about. Here's a good question. This was originally going to be the question of the day. We actually end up kind of sidetracking and turning it into a Katie Wilson versus SPD question, which I think was the right decision. But this one also involves law enforcement and a public official, or soon-to-be public official, if she gets what she wants. In Tacoma, and this is, you can read all about this on SeattleRed.com. Jason Rance is reporting on this, I believe exclusively. In Tacoma, you have a candidate for a state house seat out of Tacoma, a Democrat by the name of Krista Rose Perez, who was booked into Pierce County Corrections on August 11th on a DUI charge, according to the jail records. She posted bail. I think it was $1,000 to post bail. And she's now out on bond. Here's the question for you, though. She just won her, was it just the primary that she just won recently?
Yeah, she won the August 4th primary.
She won the August 4th primary. What is this, like 1 week later?
Exactly 1 week later.
She gets a DUI.
Yeah.
Do you think that this, and here's what allegedly happened, then I'll ask the question that I will be interesting to see how this plays out. This is from Jason's piece. Officers responded shortly after midnight to a report of a 5-vehicle collision, according to a source speaking to the Jason Rance Show. One moving vehicle struck a parked car, which hit the next one, and so on down the line. The parked cars were unoccupied. Nobody was hurt, thank God. Perez was arrested for suspected DUI and taken to a hospital for medical clearance before booking, which accounts for the 7-hour gap between the crash and the jail record. She was released, according to Pierce County jail roster, at 1:50 p.m. on Tuesday. So that would have been, I don't know how long she was locked up at that point. 8 hours, 7 hours?
Yeah, about 8 hours. Yeah.
Though she was
6.5.
6.5. Though she was recognized as a House candidate, source tells Jason Rancho she did not seek any special treatment, or did she identify herself as a candidate? That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is going to negatively impact, like a collision, her run to be a state House representative?
Will it impact the voters? I think it probably will. I think some voters will find the fact that she showed such poor judgment as to get a DWI. Makes her, in their minds, unfit for office.
Sure.
I don't think it should be disqualifying on its face. She made a mistake, a horrible mistake, a DUI. It's a terrible show of judgment.
I guess we should say allegedly. She wasn't arrested in this case, but we'll say allegedly.
Allegedly,
yeah.
I mean, she's due her day in court by what I'm reading from Jason's piece, and he's exclusive on this. We're having, I know the news department is trying to get the release of the documents from the arrest itself. Doesn't have a history of drinking and driving.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have a criminal history.
Could be a one-time mistake.
Could be a one-time mistake. And we all make them. And if you're a person who's served in, government prior, she works for the State Department of Commerce, and she seeks a House seat, it shouldn't be disqualifying on its face. That's up for the voters to decide. There's a lot of flaws in all of our candidates, both sides of the house, up and down.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
That's a good model for her campaign. If I was going to bounce back from this, if I'm a PR person, I'd say Krista Rose Perez. Nobody's perfect.
I'm not perfect, but neither is he.
I would lean into the mugshot like Trump did. I would lean into it, and I would try to make it a thing and say, like, hey, listen, guys, like, am I a little bit of a wreck? Sometimes. We all are.
Yeah, I'm just like you.
But
like that one commercial, that guy. I'm like you.
I'm like you.
I drink and drive too. No,
just like you guys, I bounce back like I did off those cars when I was arrested for drunk driving.
Well, you remember when Sean Kemp was arrested?
Yeah.
For firing a gun in public.
Mm-hmm.
And we said the real possibility, a real opportunity here is to become a spokesperson to a community.
He didn't take it, but he should have.
He didn't take it. And she has an opportunity here too. She has an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I showed very poor judgment.
Yeah.
Never done it before, and I promise you I'll never do it again. In fact, I will work tirelessly to make sure that our roads are safe.
By promising you, I won't drive on them.
That's why this is my chauffeur. From this day forward, I mean,
from now on, I promise not to drink and drive.
I mean, we all love a fixer-upper. We all love a reclamation project, right?
Yeah.
We all love the phoenix rising from the ashes, or the empty bottles in this case.
Yeah, there you go.
We make fun, but I feel bad for it. It's a horrible thing for anybody to go through.
And
no one sets out to make this decision to do this.
We can joke because nobody was hurt.
Nobody was hurt. Yeah,
maybe only her political career, which I'm fine with. But
and it could very well be that the voters decide that's just a bridge too far for them.
I do wonder if, I don't live in Tacoma, so I wouldn't even have the opportunity to vote for Krista Rose Perez, who is running.
She's running for the 29th.
In 29th.
Yeah.
However, I mean, I got to think that this is a pretty devastating development in her campaign to have to explain. I mean, literally every question that she'll get, every debate she's at in the future, the number one thing that people are going to say, like, hey, it's like anytime I hear Joe Fitzgibbon talk now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I go like, is this guy sober? Because of the history and what people know.
Well, and part of that was because he didn't face the consequences of his bad decision head on.
Yeah.
No pun intended. I'm not trying to be smart here.
Yeah.
I mean, she has the opportunity to say, look, it was a horrible decision I made. It was a mistake no one should make.
Sure.
I'm smart enough and mature enough to learn from it.
It's a good idea.
I'm not going to say, I'm not commenting on personal issues. Let's stick to the issues of taxation or whatever the driving force behind the race in that particular seat's primary is.
Yeah.
Or off to the general now.
Sure.
I mean, own it. People love accountability.
You got to embrace it. I think you're right. You take it head on. And you make it part of your campaign so they can't use it against you. That would be my advice to her.
If you want to, I've already owned the fact it was a horrible mistake on my part, bad decision on my part. I vowed to be a better person because of it. If you want to keep talking about that as opposed to talking about the issues at hand, maybe that tells me something about my opponent.
Yeah.
If he's not talking about taxation, if he's talking about my bad decision.
If he's not talking about my drunk driving, which I did recently, then he doesn't care. Well, he would care about safety and roads.
Well,
he doesn't,
but he doesn't care about your tax dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a way.
She's in a tricky spot.
She is, and she needs deft political advice to get through it. She needs to make, but the decisions are up to her to make the right decisions on how to deal with this.
The choice is yours.
It is.
It's like Captain Planet. You remember that?
I do. I remember Captain Planet.
I used to love that show.
Yeah.
So
thanks to Jason for.
Yeah, it's a good piece. It's very interesting.
Absolutely,
You guys
man.
let us know. Maybe it'll make it into the last call. We'll get some of your responses. 888-973-5476. Would it make you feel better if she agreed going forward, like as a voter, if you were voting in Tacoma, would it make you feel better if she agreed to have one of those breathalyzers?
Blow and go on her car?
Blow and go.
Yeah.
Just say like, hey, I promise you I'm never going to be drunk driving again. And to prove it, I will blow into this little thing every single time I drive. Now, she may be court ordered to do that. I don't know.
It will be, but it's, accounts, as far as I know so far, what we know, it's first offense.
Yeah.
Those are usually habitual people who get those kind of limitations put on, and rightfully so. She should go into rehab. She should go into a treatment program.
Well, I don't know if she's a drunk. I mean,
don't either, but
people make mistakes, and maybe she had one or two. Yeah. She's celebrating. She just won a primary. Maybe she had one or two.
It was a hard
10.
week of celebrating, and finally caught up to me.
Exactly. You don't know. Yeah, we don't know, and it's a very tricky thing. But it is. She's in a tough position.
Oh yeah, it's not an enviable position.
Because, by the way, isn't the minimum like a year of taking your license away? Isn't that the minimum for a DUI?
For a conviction, I believe it is. I'm sure there are experts in the audience.
How's she going to show up to a debate?
We've got clients at the radio station that could tell her how to move forward.
Yeah.
1-800-DUI away.
Very interesting. It's a very interesting. It will be interesting if she does have to show up to like a debate, whoever she's running against in the general election, because she's driven there. She's like, you know what? I might be a drunk. Like, she has to admit that, or maybe she doesn't get to move forward. I don't know. I'm not saying she's a drunk.
We don't know enough about her. I wish her the best, and whatever happens for her life in the future moving forward.
Listen, and I hope
for nothing but that.
And I hope for the people around her that she's safe on the road.
Yeah,
I really do. That would be good. But and again, we don't know, what happened or what led to this, but it's certainly a bad look the week after you win a primary.
The future's blurry. Is that what you're saying? I guess you have to. I wish I had some self-control.
You got to do it.
I just don't.
Yeah. So does she.
She can relate.
Should we do? You guys, you want to talk about? Okay, we have two Seattle things that are kind of interesting. One is, and these headlines are interesting because one is called "Free Meals at All Seattle Public Schools." That was the Seattle Times piece.
Yeah.
And then there's another piece in the Times that was the city's free preschool program. It's funny they use the word free because it's all taxpayer funded, so nothing's free. But you put that aside.
Yeah.
Which one of those is more interesting to you, the free school meals or the free preschools?
Oh, I think they're both wonderful decisions by the city council. I really do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. You and I disagree on this one.
I knew we would.
And we often agree on everything. Anyone who listens to the show knows that you and I are simpatico on every single thing.
97.3 should call the show Lockstep. I think, of course, nothing is free. It's free to the people who are benefiting from these programs. That's what's free too. The costs are picked up by us, the taxpayers.
Yeah, the taxpayers pay for it.
Taxpayers pick it up.
But even the people in some of these programs. Continue your point, and then I'll tell you what I don't like about it.
Well, I think the studies are in that child nutrition is a contributing factor to a child's ability to learn. And half the schools in the state
Adults
already.
Too. I get hangry. You listen to this show sometimes when I haven't eaten my mid-show snack.
We know.
Yeah,
everybody knows. Me too. I know better.
Get that man a bagel.
I think investing in the children of, I believe the children are our future. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but I mean it. It's, we're talking about where your tax dollars are going. Once they tax us, they decide which are the priorities of this community.
Yeah.
And the people that we elect to put in office, hopefully will address the priorities that we voted for. I think investing in childhood education and childhood nutrition, which are both of these programs, are good, solid uses of our tax dollars.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, whether it's if it's a park, if it's more law enforcement, for all these things, if it's whatever the benefits to the community that the city council decides are priorities enough to vote for, I would put these two up there high on my personal list of where our tax dollars should be spent.
Does it worry you that it's going to be covering, like one of the things that I worry about with this thing, I can't find the song. Laura, can you bump that song up? I Believe the Children are the Future, the song from Sexual Chocolate.
I don't know if we were allowed to say that, but I'm glad.
Well, it's from the band's name is Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah, I know. It's from Coming to America.
Coming to America. Yeah. And it's just it's a thing we have to play every single time. The thing that I question about this is I agree with you that it's, you want to make sure that the kids who don't have access to food have food. This covers everybody.
It does.
Kids in Mercer Island do not, 99% of the kids on Mercer Island don't need this program.
It's so valid. It's so valid.
They have it.
Part of the reason that is it becomes free for everyone and not just those who have financial need is because that has been seen.
They have to eat at a special table when you have reduced price lunch.
I would like to.
They have to eat at a special table when you have reduced price lunch.
I would like to talk to somebody from the audience. I'd like to hear from somebody from the audience.
Yeah.
Because I think if that's the case, I'm glad it is the case. I don't know that that's always the case. That
I
kids,
can say
that kids don't know who's getting the free meal and who
Here's
isn't.
what I can say. When I was in high school, I had a very, very good friend who did have reduced lunch, and I would often I would pay him for his reduced lunch because he used to have access to way cheaper food. He'd get it for like a quarter, 50 cents or whatever the price was. And I'd be like, hey, I'll give you $1 for that. And he'd be like, sweet, take it.
Sure.
And he didn't, I mean, this is like 25 years ago.
I hear you.
And he didn't have any different card. He was just in a program. You just swiped the card. And that was 25 years ago. I can't imagine it's worse now.
Well, you hear stories from time to time of kids who are getting assistance and their cards are empty or whatnot, and they're given a separate lunch.
But they don't do that. Because even kids who don't, I can tell you, who have kids in public schools, oftentimes I get a text message. This is so annoying, by the way.
That your lunch balance is low?
You have to replenish your lunch balance because your kid bought 2 lunches today.
Yeah.
And my fifth grader, he's going to be in junior high this year. He's in 6th grade. But he would do, he and his friends, they're growing boys and they need more food.
Yeah.
He would go up there and he and his friends would buy 2 lunches. And I'm like, buddy, you're spending $10 a day on these lunches. You can't be doing this anymore. So it's already in the, and the thing is, the school will not deny them. If the kid is hungry, schools will not deny kids. It's like against the state law.
Good.
They won't deny the kids food.
That should be the case, yeah.
So to be adding all this extra money in
but a lot
to
of
cover kids in Mercer Island doesn't make sense to me.
A lot of these programs also go to feed kids who are, when school is off session, when school is on summer break, things like that too.
Yeah, no, I know that as well.
Yeah. And so.
But like, whose responsibility is that? Like, is it really all taxpayer funded to fund food for kids for their life?
Yeah,
or is it the
I
parents?
think
No,
it is.
it's not.
Well, I'm happy to. It might not be my responsibility because we all get to decide what's our priorities are.
Sure.
Right? In my mind, in my life, I'm happy to pick up that responsibility.
Would you donate to a fund?
Sure. Yes, I would.
There must be other people like you as well, right?
Yeah, I would,
so
hope.
Just privatize it.
It's
Wouldn't that be better?
It's a possibility.
Than to volunteer other people's money?
But if you can't get enough people to volunteer it and kids go hungry, then I think you have to put it on the fact that legislative is.
Here's the thing, though. The kids are not going hungry. They've had these programs for years. And the vast majority, like this Seattle Times piece details, already like more than half of the schools
half of them already have free lunches.
offer free meals to all students.
Right.
And now this will be
cover the rest of them.
For all of them in like very nice school districts where most of the per capita
They have a beef carving station at the Mercer Island School, by the way.
It's lovely.
It's lovely.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
But you want to get in early because that meat dries out quick.
Those heat lamps.
You'd
think a science department like that could figure out a better system to keep the prime rib.
Absolutely. They throw out so much prime rib at Mercer Island High School. Those Islanders, they eat good.
They do.
Real fast before we get into this other thing. And again, this is another Children Our Future one, and we have the song. Thank you very much, Laura. So let's play this.
I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
He's such a genius.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. Make it easier.
So great. I love the cutaways to the crowd, too, where they're all just disgusted by this guy. They hate him. They hate his hair.
Except the 3 guys from the barber shop.
Yeah.
We love him.
I love him. He's great. Oh, it's the best. Okay. There's another program that they're also doing. And again, I'm guessing you're going to love this program. This is the preschool program, the expansion of the Seattle preschool program.
Yeah, I do. I love this program.
I don't love it for the exact same reasons as we just talked about with the school funding of lunches for everybody. This program, it's open to all of the city's 3- and 4-year-olds, regardless of income. They have a wait list of like 420 kids or something on this, people who want to be able to stick your kid in free
daycare.
Free daycare.
So both parents can work.
Up to 10 hours a day.
Yeah, so both parents can work.
Come on. Katie Wilson is part of this program. Is that fair?
What do you mean is it fair?
Katie Wilson, in this article, talks about...
Her child will benefit from this program.
This school year, Wilson will be joining parents in the scramble to snag their kids a spot as her 3-year-old daughter becomes eligible for the program. So the way the program works is it says, regardless of income, the city's 3- and 4-year-olds, with programming also for children with disabilities and those who don't speak English at home. And Katie Wilson will be entering her child into this program. Now, we know she doesn't like to pay for childcare. That was part of her campaign. Do you think she should be part of this program? Taxpayer dollars for her kid to get free daycare.
I think her parents could use the break. Sorry, couldn't help myself. It's a tough question to ask when folks of means avail themselves of programs which are available to everyone. I know, I get it, man, and it's a fair question to ask. I don't think you should torpedo the program. I'm not saying you're saying we should torpedo the program.
I don't think you should torpedo it
because some folks are taking advantage of it when they shouldn't be, and they don't really need it.
Here's the thing. Katie Wilson.
That falls on the people who use it when they don't need it more so than the folks who do need it.
So is Katie Wilson a yes or a no for you?
She shouldn't. I know what the mayor makes.
Her out of the program.
I know what the mayor makes.
$230K.
Yeah, there should be a threshold where folks who are more, maybe when they said there were 3,000 people waiting to get in, maybe the folks that don't need it as much as others are put at the back of the list. I hope it's not, at what order you sign up. I would think somebody making $230 is way far back on the list behind somebody making $55,000 a year between two families.
The program is regardless of income.
Well, I know that. They're all eligible.
Yeah.
But imagine if there's 1,000 spaces and half the list makes under $50,000 a year and half the list makes over. The people that make over are waiting in the back of the list. That's what I'm hoping.
They have a breakdown of the people who are applying for this. It's surprising the amount of money some of these people make. And again, with Katie Wilson, it's like she makes $230K. Her husband.
Well, how much money is he breaking bread? How much is he bringing in?
That's just it. It's like he
10,
doesn't even work. He's a stay-at-home bread maker.
So and they're putting
so
where
why
they put
do you
their
need
kid?
Why do you need your 3-year-old in 10-hour free daycare paid for by taxpayer
dollars? Put a
dollars?
baker hat out front so sell more bread.
How about you spend some time with Papa and bake some bread?
There you go.
Those are lifetime memories. Instead, you're going to ship them off to a publicly funded daycare for 10 hours a day, so Dad can sit at home and get some flour on his hands.
That does make the hair bristle.
It doesn't make sense to me. So I'm a no on that program for high earners, and I'm also a no for high earners on the free lunches, just to save some money. Why not?
I got no problem with you with that point of view. High earners are taking what from us when they really don't need to.
They don't need it. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk to a bunch of cats have been rescued off of a boat. It's a very mysterious case. These cats keep showing up. We don't know how they get out there, but they are getting out there. We're going to talk to somebody from the animal shelter.
Animal control.
Animal control,
yeah. Shelters. Those folks have it easy. These are the ones on the street.
Are these the hazmat?
On the boats.
They went in the hazmats. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay, they're going to join us live next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Fire up the lights. Lace up the pads.
All you got to do is throw the pads on, and you can tell who want to do it, who don't.
The defending champs are playing football at Lumen Field.
We get to play football today. That's fun. Football, baby! All teed up.
It's the preseason opener. Seahawks, Cowboys. Saturday, kickoff at 5, pregame at 3.
Get your Mario party ready to hit. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Listen wherever you are for free on the KIRO Newsradio app.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Whether it's help with hormone therapy, weight management, or sexual health, every woman should have access to affordable prescription medication and personalized care that understands the whole woman. Join me, Dr. Doug Lucas, clinical lead of hormone optimization and longevity at LifeMD, along with other leading experts on the podcast Here's Something Good on Women's Health and Longevity. To learn more, go to lifemd.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Did you know every qualifying vehicle at Sunset Auto Family comes with oil changes for life? That's about $150 each, and you get up to 5 a year, saving you thousands over the life of your vehicle. Visit our friends at Sunset Auto Family. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Sound Transit says it needs another $765 million to acquire property and prepare for the link extension to West Seattle. KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan tells us the agency says it will not change the overall budget for that project.
The Sound Transit Expansion Committee is expected to vote this afternoon on whether to more than double the price tag for acquiring property for the 3.9-mile extension of light rail from Soto to West Seattle. There are currently 55 parcels of land inside the expected footprint. This would increase the expected cost of property acquisition and construction support services from $739 million to more than $1.5 billion. Sound Transit says this increase will not change the overall budget of the extension. It is factored into the current total cost estimates of the project, which are around $5 billion. Chris Sullivan, KIRO News Radio.
Washington State's ferry system's getting nearly $30 million in federal funding. The money comes from the Federal Transit Administration. Helps covers fuel costs for ferry routes serving the Anacortes, San Juan Islands, and the Port Townsend Coupeville runs. Its funding also supports King County Metro and its expansion of Seattle passenger ferries. Now hearing from the man who lived on a boat in Tacoma where 60 cats were found living in unsafe conditions. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports.
Derek Heeb tells the Seattle Times he'd been living on the 40-foot boat off Owen Beach until just before police seized it. He tells the Times during the pandemic somebody had given him a cat who had a litter. He then got her spayed and 2 of the kittens, but he couldn't afford any more. So over the years, the cat's numbers multiplied. He says one of the cats had bitten him, and he left for a couple days to get treatment. Says he didn't mean to abandon the cats. When we reached him by phone, he declined to comment. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And stay tuned. Animal Control will join Jake and Spike next to talk about this case. 3.5 hours. That's how much time we would have before a tsunami would hit the Washington coast if Alaska were to suffer a magnitude 9.2 earthquake. This is according to a new study from the Washington Geological Survey. Also shows tsunami activity could last for 24 hours or more. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:34. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Harborstone Credit Union has the update. Everett to Marysville, we're pushing 20 minutes. You've got your usual backup between 526 and 529. South 5 heading into Seattle, packed at Lake City Way in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, a half-hour trip. North 5, you're thick just before the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. Again, between Mercer and the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 25 minutes to get through this. South 405, heavy from mid-Bellevue to Northeast 44th. Bellevue to South Center, a 45-minute commute. If you're heading through South Center, South 5 slows from Interurban down to 516. Tacoma to Olympia, 45 minutes. 7 miles of scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. And out in Mason County in Belfair, we've got a collision southbound 3 at milepost 25, blocking that southbound lane. So we're alternating at the scene. Southbound 3, you've got a 4-mile backup. Northbound, you're in about a 1-mile backup. Open a money market special online with 3.75 annual percentage yield with full access to your money the entire time at harborstone.com/money market. Insured by NCUA. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Both the Cascades and the Olympics are under red flag warnings today until 9 o'clock tonight. The rest of us will see mostly sunny skies mixed in with some wildfire smoke haze out there. Right now, 78 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We've been talking a lot these last few days. We've had these periodic updates on the sailboat that was filled with cats. The numbers kept coming out. Initially, it was like 31 cats were found. And then they went back and they found 20-something more cats. And then they went back and they found 6 more cats. I think the number's somewhere around 60 right now. But we got Officer Brittany Kirsch with the Pierce County Animal Control who joins us now. Officer Kirsch, thank you so much for making the time.
Hello, and just a quick correction, I'm with City of Tacoma Animal Control.
Oh,
Pierce
thank
County.
you.
It's a
Sorry.
separate agency.
Our apologies.
Sorry
Thank
about
you.
that. City of Tacoma Animal Control. So can you kind of walk us back to the beginning of all this? You guys are, how did you guys get involved? Is this a normal call for you guys? This feels kind of like a separate thing.
So this is definitely a one for the record books. It's a little off the wall. I can't say it's normal. Having cat hoarding is I wouldn't say irregular, but them being out on a boat is definitely something special in its own. How we came about this was our MSU team was actually just out doing normal patrols and saw the vessel anchored and noticed that there was a change in its status. It used to have a sail up, and it had been since brought down, and they just floated closer to check on it and saw, or concerned, they saw a lot of flies from inside the windows, and that caused them to be a little concerned. So they conducted a welfare check. So they boarded the vessel to verify, make sure if anyone needed help or assistance or anything. And that's when they opened the cabin, and the famous picture of all of the cats staring back at the officer was taken that day.
That and the picture that you're describing, I'm looking at it right now. It is just every square inch of that cabin, which if it were not covered in cat feces, looks like it might be a nice boat. But it is just...
Agreed.
It's covered. I mean, the microwave, the stovetop, the little portholes on the side, everything has grime, and it's just
There's 2 inches of cat feces on the floor of this sailboat.
So what happens at that point? You peek inside, you see that. That's not a safe condition for somebody to go in who's not prepared. So how do you guys go in and deal with this?
Correct. So big shout out to our Marine Services unit. They were very unprepared because they are obviously not animal control officers. So they called us over the radio. We are dispatched by South Sound 911. So they hailed for animal control. We chatted over on a side channel. And that's when I asked them to take a photo of what they're seeing, because when they described it, I was kind of in disbelief at first, as most people kind of would be. Then once I saw the photo, then we started planning. So that it was last Thursday. So that afternoon, Marine Services Unit came and picked up one of my partners to go out and provide food and water while we planned. With that many cats, that's not something you can just willy-nilly go and start picking up cats. You have to plan, have to coordinate with the Humane Society of where they're going to go. So that started immediately. As soon as I got that photo, I immediately called the managed intake directors at the Humane Society, and we started planning for a warrant service to occur Friday morning.
This ended up being like 60 cats were rescued from this environment. What's the average volume that you guys are able to do? Because I know you guys find stray animals, not just cats, but on a regular basis. That's why you're doing what you do. How does this impact your ability to care for the community's animals?
It immensely. I mean, it took my entire team out of commission for all of Friday, all of Monday, and Tuesday as well. And even yesterday we went out, we're actually up to 61 now. We have our warrant is still ongoing. We're still checking daily. Our Marine Services Unit is actually out on the water currently, keeping eyes on to see if any more cats pop up. When it comes to anyone who works in animal welfare and knows cat colonies, they could fit into every crevice. You're never going to be 100% sure that you are done with the cats until they stop showing up. So we are still actively providing food and water to ensure the care and checking daily.
I got to say, that really speaks to the amount of love you guys have for the job that you do, because it'd be easy to say, okay, we got 61 cats. What next? What do you do with this toxic situation that is this boat? But you guys make sure that every single animal out there is cared for and rescued. That's just, I cannot.
Yeah, good work.
I can't say enough how much that means to the community, what you do.
So what is as you're just back for a second to the pre-planning, you get a picture like this, there's just no way in your head you're thinking there's going to be 61 cats on this thing.
No.
You're calling the shelters and you're saying there might be a big load of cats that need to be taken care of. But like, you guys had to go out in hazmat suits to get on this thing. Like, so
Yes.
what's all that prep look like for you guys to be able just to go out and start the process?
So all about planning. Thankfully, the training that we receive does help us kind of prepare. So going into a hazmat hoarding type situation is not uncommon in the animal control field. So we get together with the department's quartermaster team, get Tyvek suits, respirators, goggles, boot protectors, all of the above, because it's not just us going out as well. It's the Marine Services Unit who needs to go through and they provide protection while we're out there. Our forensics team needs to go out and photograph the crime scene portion of things and each animal that comes out. Forensics has a huge job and a huge hand in this. They're doing all of their stuff all decked out. Everyone's sweating and having a good old time.
And the people, if in case you're forgetting, this is on a rocking boat. This is not tied up
Correct.
to a dock. This is like out in the harbor. What's interesting about this too is it's like you guys have to do all of this, and there might be somebody who is looking for his 60 cats. Now, in this case, like that, what I read in the Seattle Times about the guy who owns the boat, and I imagine this is pretty common for people who find themselves in a situation where they're overwhelmed by animals like this, but it sounds like he got a cat a few years ago that had a litter of kittens. He couldn't afford to have all the kittens spayed and neutered. He probably held on to more kittens than he should have. And then within a couple of years, he's overwhelmed with cats on this tiny little enclosed space. And then he's kind of trapped. He's talking about barely being able to afford just keeping them fed.
He worked sporadically and paid for two things: boat insurance. I can't believe he was.
I know. I was surprised by
boat
that.
Insurance, and because he wanted to keep himself and the cats safe. I got to think, and cat food. That's what the gentleman was worried about. I mean, we first heard the story. First we heard the boat was abandoned, and that's maybe how the cat colony had.
Well, he got bit by a cat.
Yeah, we're learning now that it wasn't abandoned. He was living aboard this boat. This guy was living on that boat. With
I
these
can't
cats.
imagine a human living on this thing. It's crazy. Officer Brittany Kirsch with the City of Tacoma Animal Control. Thank you guys for what you do, and I hope you guys are able to get all these cats taken
Are you
care of.
asking the community to help you with resources to help care for these 60 plus cats, or is there any place that people can go and check if they want to help you guys out?
All of the animals that, because we're contracted with the Tacoma Humane Society, so any of the animals that we take on impound are brought to the Humane Society. Nothing's up for adoption until the end of the, there's a cruelty hold period, and it's different for each day that we seize the cats. So it's 2 weeks from the date of the seizure, gives the animal owner a chance to come forward. And we have not actually been successful with getting in contact with the owner because we would love to get his side of things as well. But the Humane Society is always looking for volunteers, fosters, resources, cat food donations, litter donations, and such.
There you go. All right, check out the Tacoma Humane Society if you guys want to help out. Officer Kirsch, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the work you do. Appreciate you.
All right. If you guys haven't seen these pictures, by the way, these are truly
it's heartbreaking.
Terrifying.
It's heartbreaking, terrifying.
Yeah.
And even for the gentleman that was living on that boat.
Yeah, for sure.
My heart breaks
Absolutely.
for him as well.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Last call, your text next. Stick around.
KIRO Newsradio is honored to bring home one of the nation's top awards in our industry, the prestigious National Edward R. Murrow Award for breaking news coverage. One award is the result of our team's hard work every single day, and none of it would be possible without you. You trust us with important information every time you choose us. Whether you listen over the air, on the KIRO Newsradio app, or you watch us on YouTube, thank you.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront cost. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
This is it. These are the nights. The ones where you laugh until you can't anymore. And smile until your head hits the pillow. Where everything feels just right. Because it is. Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Must be 21 and over. Please gamble responsibly.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All right, I'm very excited to be speaking with Phil Mitchell. He is a new advertiser on the show. He owns Sunset Auto Family. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
I want to talk about something that I cannot stress enough, how valuable this is for anybody who's looking for a car. You guys do oil changes for life. What does that mean?
Well, basically, it means if you buy a car that qualifies for oil changes for life, we're going to give you 5 oil changes a year. And they're about $150 now. You know, oil goes up and down, but guess what? We're going to change the oil for as long as you own that vehicle on us.
Like you're saying, oil changes are $150. They're even more if you're driving a diesel. And so you hold on to a vehicle for 10 years, that's like $10,000.
Oh, it can be even more than that. We've got a guy that's been changing his oil since 1985. He's gotten more oil changes than the car cost, and we're still changing it for him because that's what we do. We're your lifetime dealer.
And this is what people are going to get at Sunset Auto Family.
That's right. Great service for as long as you own the vehicle.
Oil changes for life. Only at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset. And people do like that.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
I started Davis Law Group in 1994 to fight for the underdog. And as our team has grown, we've stayed true to that mission. Today, Davis Law Group is known for providing excellent service and even better results. Visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com to get your free book on car accident law.
Spike O'Neill here for Ageless Living. Recently, my aunt had surgery and she was home the next day. But we weren't sure if we were ready or equipped to give the kind of care that she needed, so we called Ageless Living and asked about respite care, a short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Ageless Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to agelessliving.com/spike and schedule a visit. It can be a much-needed break for a caregiver and a chance for you and your family to get a look and a taste of what Ageless Living offers. That's agelessliving.com/spike.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is last call. We got a bunch of text messages. Should we just jump right into these, Spike?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's jump right in.
All right, on the boy selling lemonade to buy Icelandic sheep, that was back in Ohio. Young 9-year-old, was it Ezra? Layla says, the trick is to make a lemonade stand successful. You have to have chocolate chip cookies to go with it.
That is true. It is helpful to have bonus add-ons. This was Ezra saying why he wants to do it. Oh, I have the audio here. My bad. Here we go. Ezra, talk about what you hope to make.
Like, I'm just, trying to buy sheep and make fat stacks of cash.
Buy sheep and make fat stacks of cash.
I love it. Love the little lisp. It's cute.
Jeremy? Cute kid. Jeremy, the HVAC guy in Everett, says, did Ezra pay taxes on that $2? Probably not. Send the bill.
You ever see stories where people give lemonade stands grief? Where's your business license? People suck.
It's such bad PR. Like, there's nothing that makes... I don't often stop at them when I see them, but there's nothing that makes me feel better about a community or a neighborhood than when I see little kids setting up, little stands. Because I'm like, oh, that's Americana.
Yeah, it is.
What a safe neighborhood this must be.
Exactly, right?
Yes.
I'll have to have a guard standing there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
On how much, speaking of a guard, how much Sound Transit plans to pay to buy property? Remember, Sully's got the story about how their acquisition budget went from $97 million to $570 million.
For just 55 parcels in West Seattle for the West Seattle extension.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, exactly right.
A $500 million increase.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. But they're saying that it's not money that you need to worry about.
Andy in Newcastle says, sounds like someone is playing shenanigans with the property values to game the system. Dig deeper.
253 says, as Dory used to say, Sound Transit is the most corrupt agency in the state of Washington. This state uses our money with gross negligence. Dory did used to say that. I agree with him. I think he's right. The problem is that there's no oversight on that company. When you have a think about being in a business where you can say, you know what, we were actually off on that acquisition cost We are off by 5x. And we need all this extra money. And we also don't really care if anybody has any questions about it. We're going to spend $600 million where before we're going to spend $90 million. And you're going to be okay with it because we don't care.
Well, until it's time to vote. That's the only recourse we have.
But
no
these
accountability.
But these people are not voted in. These are
well.
appointees. The people who run Sound Transit are like appointed by Wilson. Or, I mean, how did Dow Constantine get that job?
425 says, does anyone at Sound Transit or their families own any of these properties?
That's a good question.
That's something else I asked earlier. Yeah, spot on.
On New York, wanting more protections for subcontracted delivery drivers for Amazon. You and I had a spirited discussion about this, whether or not it would be a good thing in
Let's
Seattle
share that.
as
Make
well.
sure we share that. Laura's sharing that on social media.
Yeah, we'll put that video up. It's a good one.
Great.
Vicky in Concrete says, my daughter worked as a driver for one of the subcontractor companies for Amazon. She had a lot of training, was paid well, and had great benefits.
Okay, to your point, yeah. 206 says, my husband was a driver for one of these companies. He had to be a 1099 worker. They never gave him any bonuses. They made him work 12 to 14-hour shifts. The company was terrible, but there was no other work, so my husband had to do it for a few months. He now has a bum knee. Worst experience ever.
Here's what I would say to 206. I'm sorry your husband has a bum knee. That is a bummer. What I heard in all of that was he had 12 to 14-hour shifts, which is a lot of money when you need it. Like if you need the job and it's available and you can get a 14-hour shift, there's a lot of people who be like, hey, that's pretty sweet. I'll take it. Maybe there's not a ton of bonuses, but he's not being forced to do the job. SVW, am I getting that right?
Yep.
In Tacoma says, as a delivery driver who has worked for a DSP for 7 years, I'm a safe driver and I've never been rewarded for being a safe driver.
You spoke to their companies that Amazon hires as rewards for safe drivers.
Well, the DSP, people who own the companies, they can get bonuses. Whether or not they pass those along to drivers, it doesn't sound like maybe they were.
Moondog A says, I have been a flex driver for about 8 years now, never been in an accident. It helps tremendously when it comes to making ends meet. There is some downtime in the painting business, and flex fills those holes.
All right, John Curley's coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Fire up the lights. Lace up the pads.
All you got to do is throw the pads on, and you can tell who want to do it, who don't.
The defending champs are playing football at Lumen Field.
We get to play football today. That's fun. Football, baby! All teed up.
It's the preseason opener. Seahawks, Cowboys. Saturday. Kickoff at 5. Pregame at 3.
Get your mind and your body ready to hit. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Listen wherever you are for free on the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hi, I'm Terry from Sky Nursery, and our summer event season is here. We have something exciting planned for you every weekend all summer long. See thousands of beautiful flowers at the 50th Anniversary Dahlia Show. Enjoy a 2-day Ikebana exhibition on Japanese floral arranging. Join workshops on mosaics, bonsai, and even carnivorous plant terrariums. As a family-owned garden center, Sky Nursery loves partnering with local artists and makers to celebrate a vibrant creative community. See our summer schedule at skynursery.com.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Jazz Alley invites you to a special evening with Grammy-winning guitarist and vocalist John Pizzarelli, presenting Dear Mr. Bennett, a celebration of Tony Bennett and the Great American Songbook. August 13th through the 16th, tickets at jazzalley.com.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Hey, buying a used car can be stressful. Sunset Auto Family takes that stress away with a 48-hour used vehicle exchange policy. You pick it out, you drive it for a couple days. If it's not the right fit, they'll help you find one that is. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
If your home is 20 years old or more, it might be time to have your roof inspected. Your roof is your home's first line of defense, and at Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we'll help it last as long as possible. Our trained and licensed crew